Okay, so last time I had one of my best streaks in a while. I won like 6 games in a row, and it was pretty good. And so then I lost somewhere along the line to somebody in some stupid way. So you shouldn't look at the games that you win, but you should look at the game that you lost, right? And so like I got a little tilted in the opening, maybe in a way that I just like, you always just have like a lapse, and you're just like not paying attention. So then you fucking it's not even a question of whether it was good or not to do. So like this set I can't even use because it's just missing some pieces, which again, even if the pieces are different on each side and they're kind of uncomfortable and unclear, I still use them then. But if it's just completely unusable like that, then I can't do anything about it. ICC, this is kind of like just the chess.com one, but I guess it's slightly different color, so I'll just do it. We have the hue thing going on where every time we win a game, we level up and get experience that way. I would like it more if it was like customizable. Like once you get to a level, you unlock a new color, and then you can use it whenever you want and change it at will. So like you're unlocking it like a level up reward. But no, one thing I want to do aside from, I kind of want to do this. Like what if I do really? This would be similar to what I'm doing anyway. Let me actually try it, because again, all these people I'd be playing anyway. I almost never actually do this, but less than 20 rapid rated games. Wait, what? Or no, greater than or equal to. Rated less than or equal to 2,000 for the last week. More like for the last lifetime. No berserk allowed. I'm actually going to try this because it would be effectively the same. But no, one thing I wanted to do is I wanted to like introduce one of 3 formats that I'm going to do, because chess has just been sort of a placeholder for now. So I have 3 ideas for stuff I could do for formats. Number 1 is a first playthrough permadeath, like that Slitterhead or whatever the heck, like some new game. It doesn't matter what it is. That was just an example. So that's number 1. I could do a first playthrough permadeath of a new game, either once a month or just whatever. And then I could do a continue a playthrough that I started. So I'll look through these. And then I could just, number 3, I could play like some old school game that I never played. Like I was thinking like Assassin's Creed. I've never played any of those, so I could play the first one and do a first playthrough permadeath of that. So I'll do like some virtual coin flip to actually decide which one of those 3 I do. So for the old school game, we have Assassin's Creed. For the new game would be the Slitterhead that just came out, or something maybe even newer. I'll have to double check that. But let's look through what the 3rd slot would be. I did say I wanted to play Duelist 2, just in general, but after PvZ Heroes was over. But the WoW thing we already did. So these are all games that like I played one session just to... I could continue the Diablo 4 playthrough. I could... I don't really have much interest in Marvel Snap. Some of these aren't really suited for full play. Yeah, like EverQuest. I could try to get from 1 to max level in classic EverQuest. Or these aren't really exactly what I'm looking for, though. I mean, Path of Exile almost seems fitting. Yeah, let's make it like that. So it'll be, I'll do like a virtual coin flip right now and actually show it. But it has to be like a 3-sided coin. Somehow you have to, I'll just let that choose for me, and that actually will be a thing that I do. That horror game gauntlet thing is still available to me, but I don't have to do it like right away. So it's just that I'll often do that. Like I'll introduce a series as a potential format, but it doesn't mean that it has to be something that I do right away. So, or you know what? Let's actually do it between that. I'd have to decide. Well, I'll just say what is what. Like, if it's heads, we do Diablo 4 for that slot, or if it's tails, we do Path of Exile for that slot. So it's Path of Exile for that one. Now we need like a 3-sided coin. Choose from list randomly. Pick a random item from a list. Okay, so Assassin's Creed. So that would be part 1, first playthrough permadeath. Then this would be a new game. I imagine it would be that one. I think that's what it's called. And then the other one would be just Path of Exile, first playthrough permadeath, continuing a playthrough that I, of course, started. And so let me double check that. New games, or just like 2024 in gaming. I can't type. So we would go all the way down to what is current. This is October, November. So we had just seen that. Where is that? Yeah, Slitterhead. It has to be something that hasn't been released in any other form. I guess it's only the 12. So I'm fine with that. Just, again, it's just an example. It doesn't even mean it has to be good or anything. Just because I haven't played like new games that just came out in a while. So there's going to be a lot of 1800s, which I don't expect to beat them, but maybe I could. But even if I lose to them, I shouldn't lose too much rating is the point. Like, what a surprise if somebody who's 1900 is going to win this. All right, so here we go. This is a big number of items to be picked at once. So this is officially how we're going to do it right now. Right, and so that could be a big series that I do, although I don't really feel comfortable given the time that I have, but I'll actually, okay. This is a big moment because whatever, again, assuming I could do all 3 of them, but eventually. Oh, look how dramatic it makes it look. Oh, shit. So it would be actually a new game. I'm doing Path of Exile just to fucking troll people because of how triggered they get by how I'm playing it. So I could very well do that. And it doesn't have to be that, because if I don't get around to doing it for a while, I could just do another new game that just came out at a different, at a different point. So that just happens to be the newest one that seems for 1900. It's not really a surprise, though. I mean, you're allowed to be here. Everybody could be 1900 if you want. Or what I actually have to buy is that Red Dead on the Switch. That's what I wanted to do for Thanksgiving, because I have like a Thanksgiving tradition where I do my Red Dead Bounty Hunter series, but I normally do it on the PS3. Oh, look at him just counting everybody. I should be one of those 1700s. I'll do it on the Switch this year because it's a case where it'll just be a different fun way to try it out. And so we have that, and we have, typically I do it on the PS3, and there's no other way to actually do it. I typically avoid these tournament formats because sometimes people will just go AFK and it's no fun, or sometimes it's just like not any different than just playing. 1600s, yeah, bro can count. We get it, dude. There's a number of different people at different ratings. There's not really too many people 1500 and below, though. Like, there's no reason why I couldn't potentially win this, even to the extent that even if I end up playing one of the 1900s and lose to them or draw them, it doesn't matter. I could still win on the overall score if I beat everybody else, right? Like, if I farm low-rated players, I don't know exactly how it's going to work with that, but Berserk, you can't do. Yeah, count the rest of them, dude. He stopped counting. So out of those 3, we evade continuing series Path of Exile, and we evade some sort of old legacy game that I never played in Assassin's Creed. So we would actually be playing a new game if I'd even decide to do that, but that would be a good priority to have. And my computer is not going to be able to handle it. Obviously at max settings or whatever, but yeah, I can't think of what the newest game I played is. I tend to avoid that just in general, but especially lately, I haven't played anything super new. I mean, I guess Diablo 4 I played last year, and that was pretty new at the time. So I did the coin flip even to decide between those two, whether it's Diablo 4 or Path of Exile, both of which are first playthrough permadeaths that are underway. Like, I did the first episode only. But no, there's no reason why I couldn't potentially win this, even with these people being here. I don't know how the matchups really work. Like, how does it make it fair? it'll try to match you against somebody of the same rating, and then it'll, based on whether you win or lose, it'll go harder on you. Maybe I will come top 10, and then it made it look like, oh, more like top 1. He's correcting, but he meant I. Good lucky. But no, I feel like these formats can be kind of annoying at times, where I tried doing one of these before. I mean, I've done it a couple times, but then people end up just quitting out, and I don't know why. And then you just have to sit there. I guess I could multi-box and play another game while doing this, but that's like a bad idea. And you do gain rating for this too, which, or lose it, or actually, I'll have to change my art and shit too, so I'm not even really allowed to lose here. Since these are rated games, I just have to not lose. The number 29 versus 31, like, okay, dude. I'm not intimidated by these people at all, I'm fine. Why aren't we getting the sound? What? Wait. 0 out of 10. My immersion is broken by the lack of sound. Oh, I guess I just had that off. Okay, let's see here. I don't want to waste too much time. That's unfortunately what it comes down to a lot of the time. You have a case where I'll go here. I'll go here at some point. I want to open this. So the problem is, even if you win every game, it comes down to who wins the games the fastest or something like that in the scoring system, right? So you could go undefeated and win every game, but it doesn't matter because you still, somebody won more game, you know, won more games faster or something else happened. So it ends up being kind of dumb in a way. You go here and then you go here. You go here. You go back if you have to. You should never try to move too fast, though. You go here, I guess. These knights are kind of encroaching on my territory a bit in a way that I don't really like, and so you have this to try to trade. If you you would take, I would take. What the fuck is this, dude? What the fuck is this? What the fuck, dude? Why you gotta play like this, bro? Why you gotta do it? That's so fucking dumb, man. These people are like fucking Levy, try hard, wannabe, average Levy viewer, fucking clown, dude. Okay, just forget it. Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking do this. Why are you playing like that, man? Whatever. People play such a stupid way. You could get away with doing this. I don't know what good it's really gonna do. I mean, you're gonna get fucked up by something here. I could do this and then like I'm setting up to take that, but it won't matter because I don't know. That seems like, oh, it's a dangerous move, blah blah blah, but it's really not a big deal. Now they'll unleash this. I can't even move the king, and so now it's like, you know, I could have done this to try to take this, but I wouldn't have had the chance to really do it, is the problem. So now you can move this wherever you want, and there's nowhere like really crazy to move it, but the problem is the act of you moving it means you would also get mated. And so And I can't take with this ever either. And so you have, I'm not too happy about the way this went, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I don't really understand that, I'll admit. Like, these people are sacking pieces. They're just like, I don't know, man. It just doesn't feel natural. Like, who really plays like this? I don't get it. Was it even the right move? It's probably not, but I mean, it's not even the right thing to do. You take, and then what do we do? They take, I go there with the thing, with the knight. The problem is I just have to be more patient, right? I get tilted by the very idea of them playing the way they do, and it's like, so I made the right move there. Wait, but that doesn't even make sense because I didn't get to do anything with it. And it's still a drawn position. I mean, I thought about doing that, but then it's like, I can't do it, can I? Like, what if they go here? Now I can't take it. And so... Oh, wait, it's not over yet, though. Well, what I have to do is I have to change my art. I'm acting like I already lost, which I pretty much deserve to, but... Number 82, I mean... That is really, really fucking frustrating, though. But no, you have to not... I don't know. People play in such weird ways that I just don't respect it. And you might think, oh, that's a good thing, but it seems like it, but it's really not. I mean, everybody's going to play the same sort of stale way, ultimately. That's how the game works. That's what it comes down to. It's just... It's deceptive because it makes it seem more interesting than what it actually is. So this is my last piece of art, too. So even if I lose one, I can't play anymore. Better joint. Wait, what is this? Okay, he's 10, 15, which means I'm probably still gonna lose. I have to change my pieces. I'm actually kind of cheating. Just for the sake of time, I'll do it. Let's try to hurry up. Fucking. What was it? ICC thing. LA Lakers is like the background. Light piece. Okay, I do like this one. Or yeah, this gives you like some sort of sympathy shit matchup when you lose like that. Like, that's so stupid. Just remember, when you're a sub 2000, you know, you're a 1600 player on an inflated site, you should be sacking pieces on move 4 and just playing like a total fucking clown. And you'll win a couple games like that, and you'll think, oh, it's somehow validated and good, even though you end up, you know, it's a bad move. Just because they're too lazy to punish it, or they're too dumb to do it. Like, it's so... Like, at least I know my limits in that sense. Like, I'm not going to pretend like I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I know what I'm doing, but these people are so stupid. But no, I mean, that was only a 1600 rated matchup, so it shouldn't have been that big of a deal. My opponent, less than 3 minutes. It'd be impossible for me to win now. Like, even if I win every game quickly. Yeah, that doesn't change anything because this is still here. And so this isn't covered, or it is still covered for now. But you have to figure out what else you can do with this. I mean, I can't lose. If I lose, I have to just quit and stop playing because I don't even have another piece of art now to use, and I'm not gonna get more right now. So that's like part of my whole, okay, so this is covered and they can't take it. So you can go like this. That should be a pretty difficult move here. Not even that you're trapped, although you actually do seem to be. But even if you weren't trapped, you have to worry about this at the same time. So I didn't even fully realize the implication of it. They are only 1,000 rated, but I don't care. 7,000 games played. What they'll do is they'll BM you by wasting your time. Like, you know I'm gonna win, but now you'll waste my time, and therefore I can't get the highest score because you have to concede, and you know you'd have to farm concession victories very quickly. But I'm not in any hurry. It's just like losing that last game was very irritating. I should maybe try to do these sort of things more, but if I happen to see it, it's like I'm not gonna, you know, I can't guarantee like when I'll be on or something like that. Yeah, they're just totally falling apart. And I'm not even castled yet. If I could take that, that would have been good. I just want to castle. We could double stack or something. And if I can do that, then we're able to... can anyone beat me? Yes. Standing. Let's see what we have. That's 4 games. Holy shit. It's just the speed of it, too. Like, it's barely been, like, 15 minutes. How you even play 4 games, let alone win 4 games? Yeah, I won't even be in the top anything because... I mean, obviously it's gonna be a 1900 fucking tryhard. Oh, I guess not. He's only 16. Come on, one of those 19s has to be in here. Why are they all 16s? What? They're doing some kind of win trading shit. Where are all the 19s? Or maybe it's just giving them tougher matchups based on that, but even this isn't fair. Like, I won't gain any rating for winning this one. India, bro, thinks he's Vichy. Okay, dude, you can take as long as you want, dude. It ends up just being like exactly like this. Like, you could never win because they could just BM you and waste your time. Even if I win every game, they'll make it take as long as possible, and then I can't do it because, like, he's already up to 4. Forget about the outcome. I haven't even played 4 games. I've played 2 games. He's played 4. Like, how? How does it make sense? So he's not only beating people, but he's beating them so quickly and so convincingly that you're able to speed run through in a way that's kind of dumb. I know that would happen in NBA 2K a lot. Like, you could be blowing somebody out in a tournament type setting, and it's like, but they won't quit out. So now you can never win because you're gonna take longer than other people, right? If they did quit out or whatever. You have the double stack here. So yeah, I'll just go till this is over or whatever. I don't really care. How many people even are there total? Like, I'm 85 out of what? So they can't move the knight. I can kind of dick around a little bit here. So it's the case where I just want to create some sort of opening. And if I do that, then I could take this back. I could maybe do something where I take the pawn again and give a check. And anywhere you go, I should be able to give another check and possibly even mate. I don't know what exactly I'm doing here. If they go back, I can take there. Then if they take there, then I can take there. If they don't take, then I guess I just took it for free anyway. Not that I really need to be doing any of this. It's just like that last game was annoying. I do somehow have that sort of weakness. Like I get triggered in the opening a lot if they do something weird or sack. And oftentimes when they do that, it's not even necessarily objectively good for them. But it doesn't mean that I know exactly what to do about it. Bro, these people are gonna have like 15 games played by the time I'm done with this shit. Like, look at how long, dude. And I don't think it'll let you play like multiple games at once. So it's completely out of my control. Doesn't really matter. It's not like I had any chance of winning anyway, but we'll get like literally +0 for winning this because he's 600 points below me. So I went on a good 6-game win streak, and then I lost one at the end of last time, and then I lost one here. So that's a bit of a downturn. You might get like 1 point. That would be about all you deserve. Or, you know, you'll start losing points for even winning because of how much lower rated they are. Is where it's almost shameful to even play against them. Bro, you really gonna do this? I'm too tired for this shit anyway. Not that it matters because the timer overall is gonna be basically the same. You know, you're just being a bad sport about it. Like, even if you want to play it out, play it out. That part I don't mind. It's one thing, you know, I don't like to concede, even if I'm losing. That's fair enough. But at least do it like this, where you get to actually play. Don't just go AFK. Everybody's pissed that Trump didn't make Tulsi Gabbard the Secretary of Defense because I felt like that was so perfect for her. Being, you know, this whole like unity party idea was what he should have been going for, but instead he picked a lot of just establishment type figures, kind of disappointingly. But no, that was like almost meant to be, with her switching parties and having been a soldier and all this kind of stuff. Absolutely, she should have been Secretary of Defense. Bro. Bro is making me discuss geopolitics to fucking deal with the boredom of this game. I make so many good predictions. That's what this thumbnail was, like a prediction I make early on in Spirit of Justice Case 3, and it turns out to be accurately on the nose. Like, this killer must be a government secret agent, because otherwise how could they get away so much with all these crimes? And so they're embellishing it like on purpose. So I make so many good predictions, like in the Until Dawn. I see through Josh's thing right away that, oh, I think he's up to something. And then, yeah, +1. Nice game, dude. Nice game, bro. Now, how does it decide when to go into the next one? Like, do I get to waste time in the analysis because I just want to do it? I don't care. You would think this should show up in some other capacity, but let's say she just wait. Like, you really gotta take this long, huh? You really gotta do it, huh? So fucking stupid. Like, I just want to make sure they show up here. Okay, they do, so I don't give a shit. It's not like it shouldn't be doing that anyway, but how long does it take for me to find a match? Like, when you're in between. So, like, what am I now? I'm 57 versus 80. He's 1722, 1772. So, it's a case where he's higher rated than me. But a lot of the higher rated players don't seem. What the fuck is that? Don't seem to be doing that much better than me anyway. But he's just kind of pissed. Like, how is this shitty 1629 doing better than me? Even though I was just like 1730, it's not like I can't be there. You go here. And you could go here. You raise, I can raise. This is important. He opens up the bishop, gives the knight somewhere to potentially go. You have this. One of those gambit pawns that you just gotta let it be. And if you can do that, then everything's fine. Okay, we'll move this, we'll give it somewhere to go. Even if I win this, it's gonna be look at no, something's fishy about that. 8? But how? How? There's some kind of win trade BS going on. Again, I'm not questioning you winning every game. I'm questioning you playing that many games. How do you play 8 games in the amount of time that like I'm playing my 3rd game? Even if I won every single one, and even if I won it convincingly, right? Like, what the fuck is that, dude? Okay, yeah, you're gonna sack pieces, dude. You're gonna sack pieces like a fucking... Okay, dude, okay. Okay, dude. You think you're so cute, man. You think you're such a cutie pie. I don't give a shit, dude. Like, why are you sacking pieces at this rating, bro? At least you're a little higher than me, but still. But no, bro's literally up to 8 games, 6 games, 4 games. Like, how? This is covered. We need another cover, though, because something bad's gonna happen, I'm sure. You go to here. She's trying to be all cute about it, I guess. But yeah, the ratings don't really tell the whole story. Some of these people are not at all the highest rated ones in here. Hey Magma, how you been? Nothing much. I can't remember if I've ever won one of these actually. I think I've come pretty close to winning one before. But some of these just seem almost rigged. Like, how would you even have 8 games played in this amount of time? It seems insane. If I go there, they go there, but I can still move around, but then they can go here, I guess. It's a kind of a convoluted position. I would love to trade. So if they try to trade, it's fine. If they take, I take. Now they'll do something cheeky like this. I go like this. Then it's fine as well. Yeah, these little tournament things seem fun, but I mean, it ends up being pretty much the same as what you'd normally be doing on the ladder anyway. Just by queuing up, I don't think it's that big of a deal. So you take, and then you take, okay, fine. There's only +1. But no, when people, oh, fuck me. When people trigger, I mean, when people sack pieces right out of the opening, it's very concerning because that's just something that triggers me in general. So that's unfortunate. They made a couple good moves there. Like, I'm just outclassed by these people, I guess. I'm done. It makes no sense, dude. Again, I'm losing the games where people are sacking pieces out of the opening that may or may not even be good to do, but I just don't get it. It's very stupid. You could take there, then if I take, then you take. This could be used somehow, but I don't know exactly how. It's so boring, dude. Like, these people are so annoying. Yeah, I'm still higher ranked on the ladder than you are somehow. This is just irritating, man. What are you thinking so hard about anyway, dude? I'll just quit out of this. I don't even care. I don't care. I don't care. You win. Like, I'm done, dude. You just want to fucking be annoying about it. I'm done. Won't even let me analyze these because it just takes an hour to fucking do it. I can't even play anymore, so I just give up. Maybe seems like bad sportsmanship, but I mean, I just, I don't have any more arts to even use. So let me go ahead and analyze these, which will take about an hour. And that's fine. Again, just, I shouldn't get so triggered by people simply sacking pieces, but it just feels sort of very inappropriate. Like, it shouldn't be anything that is so common or overused like that. Okay, see you tomorrow. Okay, so last time I tried to do a little tournament thing, well, mine is less than 2,000 arena. I almost wouldn't mind doing it again. I did kind of, no, but it's already started. I didn't really like it, and people got up to these kind of farcical scores that almost seemed like they're win trading or cheating somehow, because I literally had played like 3 games, and even if I won all 3 of them, in the amount of time somebody else had won like 8 games, like I haven't even played that many. Like, what the fuck? It's sort of like a bad etiquette that you don't concede, so you just drag out their time, so they end up not. They might beat you, but they won't win the overall thing because you're wasting their time. You should never concede against people. There's some etiquette like that in NBA 2K tournaments too. Like, it's not just a question of whether you win every game; it's a question of if you win them quickly enough. But if somebody doesn't quit out, then you're forced to take the maximum amount of time, or they'll just take timeouts to even troll you all the more. So this background was my whole infatuation with Emma Sky, seeing her again after a certain amount of time, like from Apollo Justice. And even, I don't know that Phoenix really interacts with Emma in Apollo Justice, so from that perspective, you wouldn't have seen her in a super long time. Or is she even in Dual Destinies? I don't think she is. So you wouldn't have seen her for like one whole game, or maybe like 2 whole games, considering, or even like the Miles Edgeworth games, she does appear in those. And I even like Lana, so I'm kind of extolling. I kind of want to watch these clips again, like as I don't know, like I wanted to react to my own thing to do with the thumbnail as I'm doing it. Like I was doing that for a while, but it's kind of too much effort. But yeah, let's try to make another good bit of progress. I'm just trying to, I don't know, get back to 1700, I guess. There was another format I was thinking of doing. Like, let me do another little thing where I go through this, because I have this urge to kind of have other formats going. Like, I'm not meant to just be playing chess right now, but I also wanted to play a little bit of Bullet, but now's not the time, because I thought if I got on a good streak, I could play a little Bullet for fun just to try it, because I haven't played the faster formats in a while. But obviously, I'm completely just not in the mood right now or playing well. So here are some. It's kind of freezing. What happened? What the fuck? I can't handle a word text document. What the fuck is going on? Like, is my stream gonna crash? Like, why the fuck is that happening? I wanted to lay out a couple formats, but this just doesn't want to work for me. What the fuck is going on? Okay. There's something weird that happens with the notepad now too, where it'll have like 100 tabs open and it'll kind of fuck up in a way that I don't know. It's some probably new thing on Windows that's happened for a while. So for here, let's consider. Okay, I had like the 3 that I chose from. So the one, like I did like a virtual coin flip where it chooses like from a list. So we had Path of Exile, first playthrough permadeath to continue that. We had like an old school legacy game, I think it was like Assassin's Creed, right, where I could play that for the first time. First playthrough permadeath of an older game, first playthrough permadeath of a game that I at least started 1 episode of, and then a first playthrough permadeath of a new game, which was like Slitterhead, I guess, just something that came out recently. And so I did the virtual coin flip, and so it ended up being that, which is kind of cool, I guess. Just novel. I haven't played like a new game in a super long time, so like I played the Avatar game when it came out, and I played something else relatively recently, but generally I don't really play games right when they come out. So that could be one thing that I do. Then we also have the ability to do what was the other thing I was saying? We have the horror game Gauntlet that we've been those microphone games, each one's first way through permadeath, and we can go through some of those. Then I also had some urge, like GTA 5, we could try to recreate the GTA 4 run that I did. 100% permadeath, no fail, no mission fail, everything like that. And I've never even 100% the game, period. Or we could just do online stuff, or we could just do mods, which I've never really modded it. And there was something else too, but now I've forgotten what it is, actually. What other format could we do? I mean, I could do Paper Mario 1000 Year Door hard mode, but I never said when I would do that. Like once every 10 years, I'll do one fucking poll format. It feels bad because it felt like an obligation, but I don't really have to do it anytime soon. But yeah, this would be interesting. I also have to do the Red Dead on the Switch for Thanksgiving, just because, or at least I want to do it there. I always do like my little Bounty Hunter series. I always have so many interesting formats, and that's not even me like fluffing myself up like, oh, look at my cool formats. It's more like a way that I keep things interesting for myself, and the kind of things I would do even when I didn't stream. It's just kind of like, it's hard to explain, but you sort of play into stuff. So like even with chess, all I'm doing is playing chess, but there are still formats built in where I have like the little hue thing, or I would, every time I lose, I have to change the background and I have to change the piece set. It's like you're making a little game within a game out of it. That I do find that pretty immersive. In fact, I'd like to make it more high stakes in terms of if I lose, I have to like delete my account and stuff like that, but not really something I'm doing right now. That's a very unusual move to the point where I don't even know what to make of it. It's not a good move. Like, it just wastes your time. It gives me sort of free development, You can't try to be too creative in this game because it's just not that kind of game. Everything's sort of preconceived dog shit. opening theory. The horses look kind of weird. I'd be more than happy to trade that. If you don't trade it, it's okay, and that bothers me more because of the pin possibility. So what if I do it first? Or wait a second. I could actually just take it, first of all. I could take it, and then I'm also threatening the bishop itself. The only thing I don't like is the pin, but I guess I can still deal with it, because even if you think you're being all cute about it, even if you think you're being cute, it doesn't actually matter, because he's playing in such a clumsy way that it really, I don't know. Because again, if you take, I take, you take, I still take. If I take, then you take, but then I can double take. So the only thing I don't like about that is the fact that you're giving up the bishop there, but it doesn't really matter. And now you can't even take that at all. So this guy's playing completely clown level, and that's okay. Yeah, Lana. Oh yeah, that's what I was bitching about too. Like how much I like Emma and how I missed her, didn't see her in a couple games or for a super long time because I hadn't played one of the games in a very long time. So it had been literally years since I had seen Emma, and so it's a case where I was also missing Lana. Like you might say, oh, the reason why Lana's not in there is because it's not canonical, because oh, you know, Rise from the Ashes wasn't canon. But how could it not be canon if Emma is there and if they're mentioning all the things that Emma went through, right? Like, why don't they mention her sister? Why don't they mention Gumshoe? So they don't bring back Gumshoe. They don't bring back Lana, even though they have Emma. They don't even mention her. I don't think they even mention her once. Like, what's she up to? Nothing. They just completely pretend like she doesn't exist. Same thing with Gumshoe. I don't think they even mention him. It's one thing not to want to milk the thing too much. Like, you know, you don't want to milk the old characters and all that, but it's another thing if you just completely ghost them and ignore them and pretend like they don't even exist, right? That is kind of dumb. This seems like a little cheeky of a move, but you are threatening in such a way that could be, you know, if you don't take, but it ends up being kind of dumb because now that pawn is not in a great spot. But no, I'm just trying to come up with format ideas because I didn't want to just only do. I didn't want to just only do chess. I'm just doing this as a filler because I don't have time most of these days. But so whatever you're doing, I can easily deal with it. Go to the same thing again. You go to here. This guy seems really bad. All due respect. But no, Lana's such a smart, capable, incredible character, and we see her at her worst when she's obviously being all passive aggressive and bitter and spiteful, and like, so it would have been nice to see her in a better state where she was gonna get a job in some other form because she got banned from being a lawyer or whatever, so like she has to find another way to do it and help her sister. Like, all that's such a weird thing that they just completely ignore her like that. If you raise it to here, we're in a little bit of arguable trouble, and I don't know exactly how to deal with it. They raise. It could be slightly problematic. I don't actually know. If they raise it to here, I raise it to here, they take, then take again. Like, I don't really get it. We'd go there and it wouldn't be takeable just for one thing, first of all. The queen isn't doing really much of anything. So here's where I end up being kind of too defensive with it in terms of the fact that, wait, what? you might think that's bad, but why is it bad? Because it doesn't matter what you do. You'll set up to go here, but I can still keep playing around with this thing. Like, there's so many things you can do. I mean, it's not like you're really under threat. Bro acts like he's doing something, but he's just not doing anything. It still doesn't matter. You can't go anywhere from this. You can't take. Like, I don't get it. Normally you would be scared, but they're losing so much material in doing this, which sometimes still doesn't matter, but... Or yeah, that's one thing I always wanted to do too, was like I gotta find a way to like do a movie reactions. I guess I could just sync up the timestamp and do it live without having to actually show anything. I wanted to go through like all the Harry Potter games, none of which I've really played, and like watch the movies. Like I could do an audiobook reaction of a Harry Potter book, like Sorcerer's Stone. Then we could listen to the audiobook or read it for the first time and react to that. And then I can watch the movie for the first time and react to that, and then play the game for the first time and do that. Like, that'd be such a fun thing because I could do them all. That would be really cool. And again, 2 out of the 3, I guess I just wouldn't show. I could just like listen to the audiobook or read it, but I'm not going to show it because that feels like you're stealing it. And so what you do is you basically... You know, you could just listen to the audiobook and you could sync it up if you have it too, or you're reading it, listening to it. You could sync it up, but you're not really showing it that way. And so what you're doing is... Oh shit, I almost just did that too. You know, you could do the audiobook but not show it. You could do the movie but not show it, and then you could do the game and obviously show it. But that would be the only main difference here. Now these rooks aren't actually connected, so that might be something I forget and is important to remember. So the point is that there's not a whole lot that they can do right now. They're double stacking onto here. And so this could go here, I guess. But see, that there's that weird check that could occur. And the reason why it could occur is because you have no connected rook situation. And in fact, even now, you still don't have it because it's a case where if I go here, you would take, but you would take, I would take, you would take, I would take, you would take, I would still take. I don't like using arrows because it feels like cheating. Like I'm kind of just whatever, but it's good for the visual aid of the viewer. But I think they just seal their own fate though, because that was the one cover. Why does this person just feel like they're so incredibly bad? They would take, I would take, and it should be over. And if they don't take, then it's already over too. So I don't get it. But you're so quick with it. Bro is so quick with their own losing moves. But no, I always like Lana, even though a lot of people probably hate her because she's bitchy and passive aggressive and stuff. But she's actually super smart, and she's even Manfred von Karma's boss for what that's worth. We get to appreciate this wide Emma and fucking the Phoenix and love there, which is a little bit weird, but they kind of make her a little bit dumb though. This was before I realized that in Spirit of Justice. We've gotten up to level 4 on here, which I do like this, and it's a no perk run for what that's worth. But I don't know, it's cool, but there's so many other things you could do with that too, whether it be with the P sets or you could like unlock new ones with it or something. This is what I like about chess too. Chess is such a homogenous kind of game in the sense that like it just opens up other things, right? Like it's not a game, it's like a base for a game. Like So I'm playing, and then one time we get suggested to use this. You should check out the Hue challenge. That's kind of cool, a little cosmetic rotation. And then the next time, oh, you should play Pokemon chess. And it's like this thing where you have the different type advantages, and like what will we see this time? Like there's so many things you can do with it. That's just like, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it shows you how much people obsess over it in its original form. But that's why 960 is so good. That's why variants are so good. The original form is not absolute. Like there's plenty of other things you can do, better things you can do. You can do, 10 by 10 board, 20 by 20 board. Like you can do anything with it that would make it objectively more complicated or potentially better or whatever. This is something that's always used as like a meme, like open world chess, and it's like a bathroom tile with a bunch of shit, but is it actually a real thing that you can do? Solo Unity project. What if chess had an open world? Chess 2. Spend chess bucks to add rows columns to the board. How do you even do this though? Download, extract. What the hell is this even? Open world, yeah. See, people always joke about. Yeah. This is the meme. I think Hikaru looked at this and he didn't understand it at all. But like the point is that you can move anywhere. That's like a board that's infinite size. But in a literal sense, chess by making an open world game. Open world chess is now 2.0. World open, that's a little bit different tournament setting. Is this the chess open world 0.01? Yeah, what was that one with like the different? Somebody showed that to me and I played it before it even came out. That was a while ago. Like, and now it's on Steam. It was like where you play as the Joker and you're you have the abilities. It's like a roguelike and it's based on the pieces. I can't remember the name of it. This is cool. This is kind of like Fire Emblem where there's just bigger map sizes. This is so cool. Can I play this? Web page. There's so many things you can do with this game that is. Would he have this on there actually? Blue Sky Twitter. What is that? Wait, what are we looking at? Fan art, music, Blue Sky Twitter, Bandcamp. I'm so confused. 89 followers, bro is like me. Like almost as dead as my YouTube channel. I don't get it. How do you fucking do that? Rule the world chess. I'm a sucker for any of these kind of games too. In fact, I did that whole format where I was trying to. It'd be so funny to do these things if you were actually good at the game. Like a grandmaster plays all these chess-inspired video games and does all kind of weird shit with it, which you might think, oh, this is what Botez and everybody does as content. But first of all, they're not even that good, and second of all, lie detector tests. They might not be as adventurous or weird with it, but that's why I want to become a grandmaster, just so I can say like, oh, look at all the weird stuff I'm doing as a result. It doesn't seem like you can actually. Where did you find this video? What do you mean? Hear from your game maker community post. Got interested, experimented myself trying to make a chess-like game. Oh, he made it unlisted. So how did I even find it? That's weird. Why should I be able to find it if... I'm so confused what I'm even looking at. But I guess... He has this here, right? But... there's nothing that you can actually do. If you are not redirected automatic, oh, here we go. RPG will make you through revisiting former self. Webcomic, music composer. Where is the fucking chess one, dude? I guess he hasn't released it. Fine, whatever. Or yeah, we should do a format where I just do like browser games, and by browser games I don't mean chess. Like, what was that one that I was actually looking at? My memory's so bad. It's like this thing where, it was like either a choice game or something. I can't remember. Or yeah, let's do those like autism test or ADHD test, or the one that I definitely am is OCD. I'll even acknowledge it and say it's sort of a thing I criticize is like the modern weaponization of stuff, like um terms like, oh, if you're clean and you like to be neat, oh, you're OCD, or if you're a little whatever, you have a good imagination, oh, you're ADHD or something. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just basic human idiosyncrasy that everybody's gonna have in some form. This is a case where, or best browser games, and choice text games. There was one in particular that I was actually looking at. Like, let's keep in between every game we can get distracted and do something else, but where was the one that actually looked like it had a game that you could download? Like, maybe I could just do this. I don't really get it. Never before seen Anti-Queen return to the roots of the gaming twist. Apology to chess nerds, did not have time to implement castling and Pizan check. So basically all the fucking mechanics in the game. I thought it might say like one thing. No castling, no end Pizan, no check, no queen pawn. Also probably bugs. So what's the point of the game? I guess you could just like sort of self-enforce it, but yeah, this is like a transitional. I'm like Donald Trump. This is like a transitional period for me where I'm just doing kind of weird and random stuff, but chess is always a constant. Or again, at this point, I almost don't like how I'm treating it because, I always do it in some form, but I don't want it to feel like, oh, it's just a filler category, but that's basically what it's become right now because I don't have time perceptively to really get into anything else. That's why multiplayer games are such both a positive and a negative, that you can just go in, play one game, one match, and then go out. Like, that's all you have to do. You don't have to commit to it, really. I mean, to get anywhere with it or to really enjoy it, you do, but who plays chess to enjoy it anyway? Now he's going to do some stupid-ass sack play. Or yeah, even queenside castling is something that triggers me in a way that could be very telling, because you have the ability to basically you have the ability to consider that. Okay, I'm happy with that. Why would you queenside castle? Although rarely does anybody actually make a move like that. With respect to, he's gonna just take it. I'm not very good at attacking these kind of things where, like, oh look, he's attacking the, or I should be attacking the queen side, but I'm just not good at doing that. Man, there was something I just saw that I really wanted to do, and I can't remember. It was some kind of like online browser like test kind of game where damn it, I can't remember. It's like a quiz or a test or a choice type of game that seemed interesting. So here we can't really, or wait a second. What? Sometimes you're surprised even when somebody seems to make a mistake, because they're always yeah, the Itch.io gauntlet is also on there. That was meant to be after the horror one. Horror gauntlet into Itch.io. And then kind of like main series was like Wolf Among Us and Thousand Year Door hard mode. Those were like the two that were voted for in the polls, which again, I will definitely do them at some point, but I just don't know. Like, if I had more time, I would have no objection to it, but Let's see what we got here. What is even going on? How long has that? Oh, that was just the one move. Okay. See, one move breeds another. One mistake breeds another mistake because that same thing led to the same outcome. Like, okay, this could be still problematic. In fact, it is very problematic in the sense that now you could do something like this. There's a lot of shit going on right now. It's very easy to get greedy when you're doing this too. You have the bishop itself under threat. It's possible I may lose it, but it's also possible that I might force them to address this. And even addressing it is not ideal. And the reason why it's not ideal is because I could still take it back. So now you have to address the queen, and in the amount of time to address the queen, or that's even good. You could still do this. But now if I do that, then you take the queen, I take the queen, you take the bishop. So that's not really worth it because you take, I take, you just take back. That doesn't really do anything for me. And this leads to a bit of a pickle actually, because as much as I was, well, I am +8 for what it's worth. Like, but no, like I would want the bishop to be doing something here. And the way that you can do that is they would take, I would take, they would still take. And I'd still be in a pretty good spot, but I'm trying to go above and beyond, I guess. There's a big back rank possibility as well. I'm +8, so it's not like I can't afford to lose something, but you know, so you can do the trade and it'd be relatively comfortable from here, but I have to make sure I don't make an obvious mistake. And so the knight can't really go anywhere. Bishop is fine. Let's try to put a little pressure here. They could have done this probably at some earlier point. That might have scared me a little bit. In fact, they can still do it now. What would Lana Skye do if she was a chess player? She's a fucking chief prosecutor at age like 28. Like, there's just some people who are like that, dude. Even if you say, oh, it's a favor from fucking, from Gant or whatever, blackmailing you, it's still very impressive. I mean, imagine Von Karma taking orders from her. Right? It's one of those things you just let it be. Don't, you know, he knows what he's doing. You don't need to really fucking do it much. That one was okay. Yeah, see, this is sort of fun to take breaks in between games. Let me download that in HPC. I'm gonna get a virus or some shit. Source files, executable, build, zip. I don't know which would really work here. This is more like a work in progress, but it should be still interesting to look at briefly. Let me see. Oh, they're taking a little bit to download. The story. The Sin S part. Yeah, this is like a video though, isn't it? I don't know what this is. Leather box. Started making this. Okay, I don't really care about that. Yeah, let me take each of between every game. Let me take each of these games. What the hell was that game I was thinking of? Now it's gonna bother me. You have chess 2 build, chess 2 source. And so let me see what I imagine. This should work. Let me see. I just want to see what it looks like. Okay, 249 megabytes, so it's kind of taking a while to unpack it. Yeah, we had two little quick wins there. So what are we at again? 1637. I really am not enjoying having to redo. I don't mind, getting stuck at a point, but it should be a different point. Like I got to 1730, whatever, or 1727, and then now I have to go back and do it all over again. That's what I hate. If I was pushing from 1730 to 1750 and I'm getting stuck, I don't mind that as much, honestly. When I'm like breaking new territory, I just despise the fact of having to redo shit, but it's obviously my fault because I shouldn't have lost in the first place. Or yeah, there were all like those chess personality tests. Those are kind of fun. Let's see what we got here. Let's do one of these, I guess, while we wait for that thing to extract. Do I have autism? Take quiz and find out. There's one that like Botez did or something. Let me see. Allie takes an autism test. I just want to see which site they use, but some of these other ones I'll do anyway. Literally pre-moving all her answers. Everybody spams this fucking skull emoji. What website is it? Clinical Partners, okay. Online assessment for adult autism. I prefer to do things on my own. Now that's more of an absolutist tendency. That doesn't mean, yeah, because it's more efficient, because everybody's a fucking dumb clown. I prefer doing things. That just means I'm an elitist, victim blamer, absolutist. That doesn't mean I'm autistic. I prefer doing things the same way. For instance, now this could be OCD tendency too. For instance, my morning routine, it depends. Like that's kind of a tough one because yes, I like to do things on a routine, but then I also like doing a variety of stuff and unexpected stuff at times. I find myself becoming strongly absorbed in something even obsessional, definitely. I'm especially like that with music in terms of I'll listen to the same song over and over. I'm very sensitive to the noise and wear earplugs. I do hate noise. I hate loud noises a lot. I don't really use earplugs though, so I can't say that. Sometimes people say I'm being rude, even though I think I'm being polite. I guess people think I'm rude even if I'm just being indifferent. I don't really think I'm being polite, but I'm being like I don't give a shit, so I'm not making a point to try to be rude. I find it easy to imagine what characters from a book might look like. Yeah, I do have kind of vivid imagination that way. I find it easy to talk. Like, some of these are so stupid to even ask. I find it easy to talk in groups of people. I don't like to anyway. I am more interested in finding out about things than people. Yes. Just concepts, I guess. I find like even in the context of people, that's one of my expressions. Like focus on the idea, not the individual, or the principle, not the person, or the whatever, the practice, not the person behind it. So I find numbers, dates, and strings of information fascinating. I don't know. That's a very broad thing. Like I don't know what. I guess. I prefer non-fiction books and films to fiction. I'm kind of torn. Some of these would be like right in the middle where it's neither agree or disagree. I wouldn't say I prefer them. I mean, I like both. I find it upsetting if my daily routine is upset or changed. I mean, outside of my control, yes. If I'm the one who's doing it, then at least it's voluntary. It's difficult for me to understand other people's facial expression, body language. Oh, that is a fucking definite disagree. Like, dude, do you know I've done fucking profiling before? Like, are you fucking serious? Bro, this is something I wish I could do in some sort of form of content too. I guess I do it sometimes with like these detective games. Like it's not even to flex because I didn't do it for very long, but like I have a background in psychology to some extent where for one period of time briefly my friend was in forensics and I'm like, they were having me do some little profiling work just on the side just to see like, okay, maybe this will be good for you. And people were sort of a little surprised at some of the things I would come up with because they would turn out to be good or whatever. It was like a very minor thing, and it's not something I pursued or even did like officially, but just on an offhanded way, it's like, oh, I'm just making observations. I think this person's after this, or this is their incentive or motive or whatever for doing something. And it's like, for me, it seemed like, oh, it's just in passing, like, oh, it's no big deal. Of course, that's obvious. But there was a certain surprise moment where it's like, oh, it wasn't so obvious. Just because it's obvious to you doesn't mean everyone else is seeing that same thing. So I don't have any problems making small talk with new people. I noticed very small changes in a person's appearance. Yes. When I was young, I used to play. That is fun. Is there like a profiling game, like where you get to criminal profiling game? This is what we should do instead of chess. But chess is so overwhelming that, oh shit, this could be cool. This is actually a good idea. Like every time between a game, play a game, and then as your reward or punishment, you get to do something else. When I was young, I used to play lots of Let's Pretend. I mean, I think everyone does that. I don't know what exactly it means. I like collecting information. Yeah, I mean, these are all normal tendencies. I like meeting new people. People close to me say I talk about the same. Yeah, this is a big tendency. But I mean, I don't know. As opposed to being reactionary, right? You talk about whatever you want, or it depends. I don't know. Some of these are misframed a bit. I find it easy to work out what people are thinking or feeling. Yes. New social situations. Okay. It's important to make me. It's more like I'm just indifferent to stuff like that, though. If anything, I have more of a sociopathic ideation at times. Like, not even in a negative way that people frame it, but like, you just don't care. It's not like you, oh, I'm anxious. It's more like I'm indifferent. I could just give less of a shit about, social situations, and I don't care. It's important to me to carefully plan. Yes, okay. I find it hard, except when it's a chess move, haha. I find it hard to work out what other people's intentions are. No. Don't you know the concept of dependent overextended pretenses, dude? Like, my debate format would explain to you zero-sum means, as in money, etc., or stimuli acme, as in sexual motives in nature, the hedonism hierarchy. I would really find it hard to play imaginary games with children. I mean, the children part might be the difficult part, not so much the imaginary. I'm a good diplomat, and I can help ease difficult or work situations. That is kind of partly my role at times. Even in WoW, like, I wasn't a raid leader in WoW, but I would sometimes be like the secondary moderating force if other people were getting pissed or whatever. I'm very like monotone and unemotional and stuff like that. A regular Tulsi Gabbard, this one. She really should have been Secretary of Defense, but he made her whatever intelligence agency. I am often the last person to understand a joke. No, I don't know. I like doing things spontaneously. This is where it kind of contradicts. Like, on one hand, I like to do things in a routine, and sometimes I like to do it spontaneously. Like, you can have different moods. If I'm interrupted doing something, yeah, or I just don't like doing that. I notice patterns all the time. Like, as if these are bad things. Like, oh yeah, noticing pattern. Like, I use my brain. I have a brain and I use it. Like, wow, I must be some label, right? Like, because most people don't do that. They're just mindless, reactionary, initial-minded clowns. Like, what the fuck, dude? Yes, I notice things. I see things. I observe things. I have very strong interest and get upset if I can't pursue them. I can tell someone I'm talking to is getting bored. Well, I mean, I think I more so get bored with them. I don't know. You may experience many typical signs. So what would be the no tendencies, few tendencies, light tendencies, borderline inclination, strong likelihood? I don't know what to really make of that. Or yeah, let's say she's C. Well, do we get to see her result? I'm just kind of curious now. Oh shit, we're like right on the nose, and we're almost the same age too. Okay, so that one was kind of fun. Then I can look at this open world game after the next one that we play out here. We're doing like some unintentional format almost. I just want to see if it'll launch though. I don't even have to play it right now, but just I don't understand what I'm looking at even. Maybe it won't even work because it's not really meant to be a full-on game. It's just kind of assets. SLN. I don't know how this works. You probably have to open it in some other special program, but the first one took way longer to extract than this one. Test to build. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Again, even if it's unfinished, I can self-regulate and everything. Sometimes the best thing with chess is just to play against yourself. How with open world. I love how this image is actually, this is hilarious. This is that meme image in the bathroom floor that they use in every capacity. So let me play another game and then I'll do that. That becomes the iconic. That'll be like I haven't seen such an iconic image in a bathroom since Skibidi Toilet. Am I right? This is gonna become the new fucking thing, blight of the age. Yeah, you better be scared, dude. Who the fuck you're playing against? I guess I'm more similar to Botez than I thought. I do. There's like a nerdy, geeky kind of alignment that we both have. That I don't know. But at a high level standard, I've always been very critical of the whole, and it's not really their fault per se, even, but it's more like, you know, you have to call like you see it with the high level standard. Like you can't celebrate 2,000 FIDE players and let that become the standard here. And I said that way ahead of the curve to the point where, you know, I'm sure better players have said it over time and stuff, but this is cute because what you get to do is put a tremendous amount of pressure even when this is pinned in a different kind of way. But the move that I'm surprised he didn't make so far is that. And if you can do it here, you'd be able to basically you can't move the knight, but the knight's not really doing anything. Sometimes you get a little too comfortable and complacent though these stages in the game. See, what the biggest lesson for me is you get overconfident when you're doing well. That's number one. Like I went on a really good smooth streak a couple times, and as a result I sort of then started to do bad. But the point is that the other issue is you can't try to rush it. Like, oh, I want to get back to 17, and I will get back to 17, but I can't, like, I'm not going to do it right now, like tonight, or even if I win every game, I'm not going to have enough time. So you can't feel like you're trying to force it or rush it, right? Just take your time, enjoy it, even though it's frustrating to redo what I've already done. We end up just only looking at Lana the whole time, looking at the smile that she never does or only does once in the entire fucking case in the entire game. The only time you ever see her, you get to see her awkwardly smile because it's not something she often does because she's such a cold, reserved person and she's so, you know, been through so much. She's a lot like me, actually, in that case, anyway. Which I'm sure she wasn't always like that, but I got a little Adrian Andrews in me, too. Skip Meister. You should have skipped this game because you know you're going to lose anyway, bro. Bro really thinks he's calculating something. Like, what do you think you're doing, bro? You take here doesn't really make sense, but also Well, I would take, they would take, I would take, they would take, I would take, they would take, I would take, they would take. It would actually be fine because you get to... maybe I'm missing something. They would take, I would take. They would take, I would take, they would take, but it should be totally even. There's nothing gained out of it that I can tell. I'm really not sure. It's just an even trade, basic, simple. Even though my knights are both in awkward spots. Oh, you're trying to be all cute. There was actually something there, so I was trying to play dumb in case he's sniping me. Because if he had taken the pawn, right, then I could have done that, and then you're... No, well, something would have happened. Either that, or then they take here, then I can take back for free, but they're too good for that, I guess. So even now, that doesn't make a difference because they're evening. It's even. It's still even because of the simple fact that the problem that we run into now is the fact that it's the fact that that knight is not covered. But I guess we kind of dealt with the threat. Man, if you could do that, that would be such a killer. No, I guess they would just go there, but that would have been a killer move because you would have had a threat and a potential back rank mate in one shot. Yeah, so let's grade Trump's appointments. Like Marco Rubio was a really bad idea. Like the big three that you really wanted to see was RFK Jr., which he's going to be the FDA or whatever, Food Health and stuff, Drug Association, and then you wanted to see like you want to see Tulsi Gabbard, Secretary of Defense, but whatever, what he did is close enough. Whatever, and then you wanted to see Elon Musk, you know, the whole government oversight, DOGE, how coincidental, because he was into the whole doggy coin thing for so long. So the point is that you're basically in a position where that creates like a unity party element that could be very valuable, that, oh, it's not about Republican, Democrat, it's about just the overall value of you know, a lot of these are ex-Democrats. A lot of these are just people who are being valued for various reasons that have nothing to do with mere party and stuff like that. Right, Tulsi's an ex-Democrat. Even Joe Rogan seems kind of moderate, but he gave us some endorsement to Trump. And even RFK's family is Democrats. Even Tulsi, not Tulsi, we just said Elon was in California and he would be more left leaning, you would think. So, like, it's all this that shows a sense of objectivity. Like, you can say, oh, you know, whatever you want, but there's a certain indication of, you know, just a good objective standard. Because if it wasn't that, then how could you justify that? It would be so how could you justify I don't actually know how to deal with this now. I would love to go there, but I just can't. But, you know, it shows more like a unity party where it's not about the Republican Party or Democratic anymore. It's more like just, you know, people who are genuinely passionate about things, taking interest and getting positions and being able to try to do something about it. Which doesn't mean the results are guaranteed, but that at least seems to keep true with what the intention behind the whole thing was, that you're trying to do something different than the conventional. That you could just take this. I could try to take there, but it seems like you're gonna get caught out somehow in a way that you don't want. This, but I also don't want that. I don't really want any of these trades. That's my problem. You got to be careful. This is when I'll make like one mistake and get all complacent in a way that I don't need to do. And you got to stay very mentally, consistently resilient. Yeah. What percentage of chess players do you think are autistic? I'm, again, more like OCD in the sense that like everything would have to be perfect. It's like this is actually a good psychological ideation to describe myself, as much as I'm profiling myself now. Like, everything has to be perfect or just so, otherwise don't even bother doing it. In other words, this is technically an octopus knight. You either do it exactly the right way or just don't even bother. So that's what, but I don't know what that was. Classical would tell you that like either play classical and take a super long time and think super hard about it or whatever, or just don't even bother at all. In other words, either just don't even play chess or play it super long and take your time and everything else, right? Because if you don't do that, then now I can't do anything, so we're gonna end up trading them anyway. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna, or wait, if they do it, they check and then they do it, but then I should still be able to do it. Like, wait, but maybe the sequence, I don't know what happened. But yeah, it's a case where you have, yeah. What was I saying? Profiling, like, yeah, everything has to be just so. Okay, dude. Everything has to be just so, otherwise don't even bother doing it. So it's either you're completely perfectionist or you feel like you are almost either perfectionist or defeatist in a way. Like, if it's not going to be perfect, then don't even bother. Why even waste your time? This is an easily drawn position, and frankly, it should have been a little better than even that, but I can't figure it out. I just can't afford to mess anything up now, and so I don't know, really. I'm not very good at end games, although sometimes I can be if I really apply myself. I would say they're not as stale or boring as openings, but in a way they are, because you have so little on the board that it becomes kind of dumb too. At this point, I just really don't know what's happening. And I do. I really get bored at this stage in the game because it feels like nothing really should be that consequential, but it just somehow will be anyway. Like, who really wants to sit here and calculate this, even though it arguably should be easier to do than you'd think because of the simple fact that there's only so much you really should be able to do. You could give a meaningless check there. I don't really care too much about it. Now he won't let me take that, but it also is going to be where in not letting me take it, you should be able to give an infinite number of checks. Because if you try to move up towards me, then you'll never, like, dude, it's a draw. It's a draw, bruh. I don't even care. Like, you think you're being, well, actually, oh shit. Um, I'm actually kind of confused as to what's happening, but that didn't have to be so bad, and it's still pretty much a draw. I mean, you can't. How can you subvert the fucking checks? That's what I don't get. There's literally nowhere you can go where you're not going to get checked. Like, it's just a must. Now, do I have the ability to do this or not? If I take there, and then I move up, then they move behind king opposition. Then I'm forced to move. Then they move it. Then I don't know. Imagine not knowing that much in a basic endgame sense of whether you could survive that or not. But whatever you can survive, you should still be able to do it here as well. You know, having the extra piece should only benefit me because they could instead mess up, or we can bait out a threefold repetition as well. And so that's perfectly fine. I mean, we should almost have had one by now. You know, you might think, oh, being up a pawn, but it's the kind of thing where it's just totally inconsequential. So congratulations, you just succeeded in wasting my time in a way that's very unfun, and I hate it. But the good thing is you can't go under anywhere to escape. So anywhere you go, you're just gonna get more check, check, check. And there's pretty much no way that I could even win. I guess if I won his rook, I could mate him, but I'm not very good at that rook mate anyway. Even though I've done it countless times, I just don't really like it. And so it's a case where you can, there is something, dude. There is something. I don't care though. Now he's gonna work all the way up to go to here, but it's going to be kind of fruitless a little bit. In fact, in a way now, I should already win this because, not win the game, but I mean win the piece, because the king is too far away, so there's nothing you can do. Nice game, dude. Nice game. I still gain one rating for it even too, so doesn't that make me feel good? And it was worth my time. I just have to do that 62 more times to get back to 1700. Which that's actually how high rated chess works. Like you're at 2400 and you have to farm out rating from draws because against higher rated players to some extent because you see draws so much at the time anyway. So that one doesn't count as a loss, so we still get to look at the beautiful land at Sky again. Okay, so now here we get to look at the epic release of Chess 2, now with open world, with the fucking little bathroom floor tile meme. Okay, so what does that mean though? Chess Box 1. Already trying to sell me microtransactions, or I get to control both, I guess? So now how do you do that? You can, oh shit, this is actually so cool though. Oh wow. So every move you get one, or oh, and oh wow, dude, okay. I came for a gimmick, but I stayed for a masterpiece. Like, look at this shit, dude. Wait, well, how can you do that? Oh no, I thought it was one for each. But then why did that take up two the one time? I'm not really trying to play it for optimal things. I'm just trying to see. So how big can we? This is so cool in and of itself, just on a basic level. Like, I just want to flesh out the map as much as possible first. Right, see how far we can actually go with it. Wait, how could you do that though? Wait, what? That's not how the queen would move, even in a extrapolated sense. That's not right. Why is she getting cut off there? I don't get how the queen moves, actually. Fine, I'll just go easy. I was gonna try to play it all strategically, but like, let's just get this to go as big as we can. Objectively more complicated than chess normally. Or let's try to go up or down. So what limits the amount that you can really move that? It's one chess buck in either sense. So I'm not sure if that's a bug or chess bucks, more like chess bugs. But yeah, like that's limited there. This can go as far as you want. Oh, I guess this is a space that's already open though. Like you're not going any further than that. I can't tell if it's even getting bigger anymore. Like, have we reached the limit of the size of the map? I literally can't even tell because it's so obtuse now. I guess the fact that you can go left means that it is still growing. Right, the fact that you can keep going left in that way. So you're trying to tell me you can just go on forever like this or what, dude? So you can do the one square at a time that you're going, but I don't fully get how the bucks work into it. Like if let's say I farm out a couple chest bucks, right? So I have 2. Now can I go 2 squares out from where I was? I guess so. I can go 2 squares out from the edge of the board because obviously this would represent it adequately. So we could do it this way where like I just, you know, so this is very transformative with how you actually play because, you know, the act of opening up the space is also so significant. And yeah, bishops are even better here than they already are, but they're already so good. Now I can just push it as far as I want. That's probably the better way to do it. Just farm out the moves. And then this is actually beautiful, dude. This is amazing. I mean, certain pieces will be completely fucking useless, or that's why they don't even have the knights because they would be just a waste of space. And I don't fully get how the queens even work. The queens almost work a little bit like a knight. Like, I don't get it. Why the fuck? The bishops are obviously gods because you're going to have so much space to work with. This would be so fun to actually play against another person. Or, you know, if I was trying to play it seriously, but I'm not going to understand what I'm doing. But it is very fascinating. Like, look how complicated this could actually be. Let me try one maybe. And let me try to play one like normally and see like what happens. So if I just reset it, what's going to happen here? It is actually very cool though. It lives up to the premise. I thought it would somehow mess it up. But that's all it is. Like you can just expand it as far as you want to go. And the fact that the expansion is kind of part of the game is so good too. Like it's not just that it's like that, but it's actually uh you're actively sort of opening up those squares. So if I was to play against myself and if I was to look at it from a perspective that I look at it from a perspective that whatever happens happens. So I won't even play it any other way. Like, okay, this is what I would normally do. Then I would normally do this. Then I would normally do this, but you could go even further. Like, so let's be creative then and extrapolate. So normally I'd go here, but since this is a good move, oh, you attack the rook. Now we could move that and then we could either attack it, but let's go even further. So now that bishop was in a cute position. Like, let me still try to inform it. So the queen is basically a knight, which I don't really understand that at all, but now as black, what would I be trying to develop? I don't know if you can even castle, honestly. Let's make a similar move like here, I guess. Go behind their back rank here. And so now you have, I guess you can't castle, which is kind of a little bit dumb. But you know what? I can simulate the castle. Like I'll just role play it out like with both sides. So we'll go like pretend we just castled. Right, so if you have the honor code, you can always do that. Where, you know, you go back, you go here. So the castling is done. And then so now let's see this exciting game where we don't know who's gonna actually win because you could sort of trade into both of those pawns if you really wanted to. You could go to here. And you could come back. There's nothing really worthwhile to take. Yeah, the queens are fucking garbage here because they're just knights. It's a good way to practice long diagonals too. You'd come back with that. Now the light square bishop is gonna try to come out, and the dark square bishop can come out. Light square bishop can just go wherever it feels like. Dark square bishop is the same. And of course, you have all those chess bucks saved up to be able to do this. And now it becomes a total clusterfuck where I don't even understand what's happening anymore. Like, whatever. It's a cool thing. I wanted to get to some satisfactory point, like actually win a game, but it's too complicated. This could go on forever. And really, it literally could because the board can just keep increasing in size. But the concept behind this is actually amazing. Damn, I wanted to play like a full game, but I just can't figure out how to do it even. And again, you can sort of self-enforce a lot of the rules. I guess I won't do it, but we at least looked at it in pretense, which again, stuff like this can be so valuable. Like, that alone could be better than chess, and like just play that instead from now on for the next, until the end of time. But that's what people don't get, is little things like that can make such a big difference. What you have now is the simple ability to go here. Everything's pretty much fine. You gotta go. Oh, wait a second. I messed up my light square bishop. I messed up my light square bishop because of the simple fact that I was meant to put it on the other side. I developed sort of too fast, I guess. Let's just get to 1650, or I kind of want to do each of these in between a fucking, in between a game here. So I'll stay up all night to do this, not to play chess, but because of how interesting these other formats can be. So now I can create the V-shaped structure, even if it seems a little bit unintuitive. And the reason why is because the light square bishop is not in a very good spot at all. And so therefore I have to figure out what I can do. Take. You have this, they could take. We do have the V-shaped structure, but the main deficiency is the fact that you're not doing anything with the light square bishop itself. Wait a second. What is this? Oh. So I somehow blundered that. Oh god. You might be better off just doing this because you have that take. Maybe we could just do it at the same time. I guess this is the same one that we just did, the same site. I find it difficult finishing a task or project. I mean, according to my streaming, I always do because I never. Well, when I have been doing it, I'll set my mind pretty well in terms of finishing a series when I'm doing it on stream. But it's a case where I often don't really do that even. Rarely, never, sometimes, often, very often. I find it difficult to organize. Rarely. I find it difficult to remember appointments. I don't know, maybe sometimes. If a task or project requires often delay, sure, I'm a procrastinator. That's especially the same thing with streaming schedule again, because it's not that I couldn't do it, it's that I won't want to do it until I'm like fully focused and committed on it. I don't think it really times you. I find it difficult to sit still. I would describe myself as being on the go and compelled to do things. Okay, often. I find it hard to remain focused in group settings. I don't think the group setting has any impact one way or the other. My mind feels very cluttered and hard for me to concentrate on one thing at a time. A lot of these are indecisive answers. Like, I don't know. It depends on the circumstance. I make decisions quickly. No. I'm often irritable with a short fuse. Maybe. I have mood swings. Not really, though. I often miss. I'm pretty steady, as you can tell from my monotone diction as well. You could almost trap this fucker in there. Like, what good did that move even do? I often miss what is being said to me. Because, yeah, I don't really care. Not consistent with ADHD. It was very, like, unclear, like, uncertain. Now, OCD, I would say I probably exhibit a lot of that, but I don't even mind it because what's wrong with being, not so much in terms of cleaning, though. Like, I can be kind of messy. That I don't really care about, but it's more like just being very particular about certain things that I do. Like, I have just a very certain way of doing things, even when I play games. Take our confidential OCD test. Oh, that you're showing on stream for the whole world to potentially see. I have saved up so many things that they get in the way. Like being a hoarder, I guess. Trading the queen here would actually be a bad idea, and so I'm very perplexed as to what I'm trying to do, and the reason why is because I don't know. He's pretty slow though. Not really, especially. I check things more often than necessary to some extent, but you wouldn't know unless you check them. That's the internal logic right there. How would I know whether they need to be checked or not if I could, that's the whole reason I'm checking it. Duh. I get upset if objects are not arranged properly. To some extent, sure. I feel compelled to count while I'm doing things. I mean, if counting is relevant to what I'm doing, I don't know. I don't really want to open that, but yeah, but if only the knight could actually do something here, like the like attack there maybe would be cute. It's been difficult to touch an object when I know it's been touched by. No, that doesn't bother me. That's why I have such a hard time touching your mom. Ha ha ha. I find it difficult to control my own thoughts. No, that's the whole absolutist tendency in me. Like, you can be aware of your thoughts and tendencies and therefore have a strong ability to counteract tendencies that you have. So to be aware of it is not to be above it, is my expression. To do with that, like, basically you're in a position where you either you control your thoughts or you're controlled by them, because you're obviously in an ideation where you're able to you have certain tendencies and processes and limits and just the way that people work, and so if you don't do that, if you're not aware of that, then you'll never, again, either be aware of it and counteract it, or just be controlled by it, basically, are the two options that you have. So it comes to the same thing. So you're going to push this, which I'm not really too sure what's going to happen now. They are up, but is it going to make that much of a difference? Because this is holding you back, number one. I don't feel the need to really do anything here. They would take. I collect things I don't need. Maybe a little bit. I repeatedly check doors, windows, drawers. But again, like, for what? Check them for what? No, I just check them, period. No, if I'm looking for something, I'll check it, sure. Like, yes, I'm looking for my keys, so I'll check my drawer for my keys. I won't check it for no reason necessarily, like, just, I don't know. So they're putting a lot of pressure here for sure. I get upset. Here's the way I did. Yeah. This is fairly normal. I get upset if people come around and fuck around with my shit. Like, yes, I do. But that has nothing to do with an ideation of that. It's to do with, you know, just I don't like when people mess around with my shit. There's a reason why I did it, you know, put it there. And so I don't really understand why that would be. That's just like a normal thing. No, I love it when people just come in and knock all over my shit all over the place. I feel I have to repeat certain numbers, like in what context. I don't know what that means. I sometimes have to wash or clean myself. You know, I'm not really like that. I'm set by unpleasant thoughts. I know I'm very much in control of that aspect, at least, or at least aware of it. So now this would be a back rank mate scenario. And the reason why is because, I don't know, I avoid throwing things away, maybe a little bit. I repeatedly check gas and water taps, light switches. Again, maybe I do, maybe I would, but it's like only, yeah, I don't want to burn down my house, so I'm like, I don't know. You can do either or here, and I don't know exactly. They're gonna double stack, then I could do this, then they would take, and it would probably be worth it because of the simple fact of, well, first of all, you have to do this too. The double stack comes out. I'm not sure if this is really even good or not. I need things to be arranged in a particular way to some extent. I feel that there are good and bad numbers. I wash my hands more often. No, the whole germ stuff and hands stuff isn't really my thing. Like, that's not really what it means when I, you know, like, to whatever extent, oh, I may be OCD or have those tendencies. It's not really about that cleanliness. It's more about doing things in a particular way, like a systematic or set up way. They would just give a check there. I'm actually a little bit stumped as to what to do here. You give a check, you can go here. Now, by taking, you'd have a pass pawn, double connected pass pawn, so it might be worth it for them to actually do that. So somewhere along the line, I just gave up a piece in this game, which was the knight. You just do a little threefold repetition if you want to keep doing that. I frequently get nasty thoughts and have difficult time getting rid of them. No, and even if you want to consider them that, moderate to high symptoms. That's not really too bad though, based on that. Again, some of these I'm taking the middle ground with it a bit, maybe too much, in such a way that, like, I don't know. I'm taking a middle ground position in terms of like saying somewhat or whatever, so that might even be lower than what it really was. If they take, it's going to be dangerous. It might be worth it for them, but they're not willing seemingly to do it. I feel like that wasn't even entirely accurate, but okay, I'm fucked. I am officially boned. Now, I don't actually have to do this. I can just sit it here and then just wait it out because you're never going to take either one of them, I guess. You can still kind of drag this shit out. Like, I don't know. I just have to pick up a pawn here or there, though. Even now, you wouldn't really do it because you would be giving up the thing, which would probably be pretty worth it, honestly, but there's nothing I can do to stop it. Yeah, see, that's kind of annoying because you wouldn't have been able to get away with doing that, but the only reason why you could get away with doing it is because of the simple fact that you you get away with doing it, and the reason why you get away with doing it is because you what is it? Because you had the pawn. So if you weren't up the pawns, that would actually not only not be a good move, but it would actually be bad because you're trading down for no reason. Okay, bro. Okay, you're really gonna end Landeskai's whole career. Bro's name should be Damon Gant. So fucking stupid, man. God damn it. I just wasted like an hour between those two games getting one draw and one loss. This is why it's so fucking dumb. It's just a waste of my fucking time, bro. Okay, let's look at one more of these little mini game things. But that open world chest was kind of cool. That one's a little bit inaccurate. A dark room. I wouldn't mind doing this as like a little mini series either. Like, let me write these down as potential formats. Best browser games, or like choice or text kind of games, and then also open world to whatever extent we were looking at that. Criminal profiling games, and app, oh whoops, app file project, which I have no idea what that even is, but like some sort of text choose your own adventure sort of genre is interesting. Let's see what this is. Answer the question, you'll discover direction of the next stage. A woman was found strangled in her bedroom. There were wet towels thrown about, indicating she had recently showered. A glove that looked like it belonged to a man lay on the bureau. Inside the glove, the police found some hairs that did not seem to belong to the victim. Also found blood on the glove's surface. The victim was tied to the bed post, and her toenails had been ripped off prior to strangulation. Organized, non-social, disorganized, hedonistic, organized, power-driven. Let me think about this. Woman was strangled. There were wet towels strewn about. Oh, this is pretty cool. Indicating she had recently showered. So it's like a shower scene from Psycho. A glove that looked like it belonged to a man lay on the bureau. Inside the glove, they found some hairs that did not seem to belong to the victim. Inside. That could be from another victim, or that it could just be from themselves. They also found blood on the glove's surface. Victim was tied to the bedpost, and her nails had been ripped off. Disorganized, hedonistic, organized, power driven. I don't actually. I'm not sure. It's doesn't feel well, it's organized in the sense that you had a glove ready and you took off whatever you were going to do, took off their toenails. Um, could be. I don't know. I'm going to say that. Wrong answer, really. Answer the question, you will discover the next stage. What? I was thinking, okay, maybe hedonistic, but you don't know. It's not saying whether he did something else, some other topic that I won't mention. Like, he's sort of torturing her. I don't really get it. Dragon Discover. Well, this is pretty cool anyway. I like that whole thing as a potential format as well. I almost want to do a couple more, but I'm going to be too tired. Like, I want to get to 15, or not 15, 1650. Let me maybe try it. But no, I like that as far as a, you know, a little icebreaker moments in between games. And the reason why is because you get to, I don't know, that is just kind of fun to mix it up, which again has nothing really to do with chess. It's just that chess happens to be something I play a lot. So we got the Luca pieces. Mahogany chess thing, okay. And then we have the next piece of art here. Let's just get it. Those two last games ruined my whole thing because I could have gone to 1650, but instead now I'm back to like 1630 because one of them was just a draw and a waste of time. This one is also going to have to do with Emma in the sense that which one do I miss more, Maya or Emma? And of course, you hadn't seen Maya since Trials and Tribulations in several games, so it's a little bit of an insult to her, right? Like, I love her more than she loves science because that's obviously her whole gimmick that she's into forensics and science. And then Maya's all jealous, like, I've been gone longer than her. You know, Emma's only been gone for like one game, as in Dual Destinies, because she was in Apollo Justice and she was in obviously the Miles Edgeworth games. And Maya's been gone since Trials and Tribulation, so she's been gone for Apollo Justice, Dual Destinies, and the Miles Edgeworth games. I guess she's in the Miles Edgeworth game as like a tourist. You see her with Phoenix briefly. Okay. Come on, the Sky Sisters are my lucky charm because we did so well with that Lana Sky one. Look at how fast we move in the opening, like we really both know what we're doing. Uh, 1622, 2000 games. Yeah, I'm on the way to that shit myself, and I don't approve. Oh wow, this is my. The last one was my 1500th game too. I get an average of 1 rating per game, according to that, apparently. Right, like it's taken me almost 1600 games to get 1600 rating, but obviously that's not really what it means. It's just like you were arguably here from the beginning. Oh, I misclicked. Okay, I mean, if you leave it like, well, I don't know. You go here, it sort of compels the trade. Now I'm gonna lose because I misclicked that shit. I wouldn't mind trading this off and then just getting the V-shaped structure though. How about that? Then there's no harm in the thing. But the V-shaped structure makes a lot less sense when you have the simple reality of the oh, you know, the mistake maybe I made is I still haven't even castled. Everybody fucking queenside castles, like it's such a clown thing to do. Or yeah, why am I even bothering doing this? Because you have the ability to consider that I'd have to win like 3 games now to get to 1650, so it's not like I can really even do that. You do something cute here, I guess. I don't really know what's happening. They would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. We have the Dark Spirit Bishop itself, which would be pretty open to attack this side, to be honest with you. And so it's a case where that would be good. You could go to here, here, here. They would still block it off. Let's see what we can do. He's hitting that. That's fine. Wait. Well, some of these people just gotta start blundering their queens or some shit, because this is getting kind of annoying. Just take everything, it's fine. Now you're trying to threaten there, you go to here, and you may be in a little bit of trouble with that. And the reason why is because it doesn't matter the fact that you're covered there. Okay. Good way to escape, I guess. If you take, I take. If you take, I take. It's the case where you go here, but there's too much cover. You take with the knight, I'm not really too sure. This is covered, everything's fine. So many games end up going like this where you're not really losing and there's not really a threat, it's just kind of very basic. Everything is very clear, and so it's okay. You can try to eat up some of this shit later. If you take, I take, which is very awkward because that's not the kind of take you really want to do with it. But it's not like the bishop can target it anyway. And you would want to trade the knight for the bishop because it just sucks more, but also because this is sort of an open position, I guess. Couldn't he have done something there? Like, for example, take this first. No, but then I would just take that. Never mind. You can go back to here. You can target it with maybe a pawn, but you can't target it with the actual bishop itself. So it's okay. This has been so annoying though, because again, this is all I've been doing where I feel like I don't have time for anything else. So now you can have both be covered. Okay, the only thing you gotta do now is you gotta figure a way to... They would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. This is one of like those restless moves that I'm doing just for the sake of it. Even if I don't really think it's all that good. So this is okay. There's not like a really great follow-up move that you can seemingly do, I don't think. And so now you can target this, and again, the knight is objectively better than the bishop here a little bit, well, even though it's an open position. But you can touch every square, so now like this I can attack and they can't cover. I could double attack, and that would be worthwhile. And the reason why is because you have some other ability to basically just double attack it. They can't double cover because that's already in place. And so even as much as I like that idea, I have the pass pawn already here to go. And the reason why that's good is because I'm way ahead of the curve with it. And so I don't care. Could be very tricky for them. My king doesn't even need to be there. They did take out a lot of my pawns, but there's not much they can do, so. Because now you just gotta unleash. And you can't even go to cover it, so you're just absolutely screwed. Or imagine if these end up somehow benefiting you more, that you somehow win because of it, even after, but it's very unlikely. Now you don't even have to worry about it because it's a case where you didn't even cover that, so now you just go and do it. Guaranteed. Normally, if you can give a check or something, that's even better. But, I don't know. That's pretty clean, unless you really think you can do something, but I don't really believe it. And, oh god, I can't really even afford to do that. What? They would take, I would take what they can't even take, and now you're even more screwed because, yeah, you're being double attacked there. I kind of want to push it to 15, or I mean 1650, but I'm really tired, so I shouldn't. I'm going to end up losing just for that reason alone. That's one thing I really don't enjoy, like how if people do 24-hour streams and stuff, it's like, at some point it stops being fun even. It's not even a question of whether you can do it or not, but it is weird. Like stream for 12 hours one day, then get some rest, and then stream for 12 hours the next day. There you go. That's a 24-hour stream. But you still got to sleep in the middle, right? If you really want to stream that much or whatever. But damn, I really do want to do it, but I need like some quick. I'm not gonna force it. Okay, see you tomorrow. Okay, so yesterday I was doing a pretty fun thing where like I would do this sometimes on my longer chess streams. Between every game, I kind of would go and do something else. So I was doing all these kind of tasks, like whatever, just random autism tests or OCD tests or whatever. So what was the third one? Like ADHD. So I think the highest score I had probably was on the OCD one, or at least you would have thought it. Just because that's pretty much what I associate. Like I do things in a very particular way, and like not so much with cleanliness though. That's the one exception. But no, like every game, I'll play a game of chess, then I'll do something. There was a particular game I was actually looking for, and I couldn't find it. It was like some sort of text-based game in a browser that I had seen that I wanted to do, but now I can't remember it for the life of me. You have to stay precise, and the Sky Sisters are like my lucky charm here because I did pretty well with the other art of her, Lana and Emma, and now this one also involves Emma. See, these thumbnails are sort of scuffed with like their visual quality, but they're kind of good with the ideas behind them, just to show like these two characters hadn't appeared in a long time. But Maya hadn't appeared in longer, but I'm still more hyped to see Emma because I just like her more or whatever. She looks a lot older and more mature, I feel like, too, than Maya. Maya still looks somehow young. She's kind of shorter, I guess, a little bit. If that's the tip of her hair, I can't even tell based on this, but like look, if they're standing side by side, that's how much taller she is. Her hair is there and her hair is there. And yeah, I have maybe a personal vendetta against Maya too because she ruins the series with the whole spirit channeling, angle, whereas one's about science and forensics and facts and evidence, and one's about fucking spirit channeling and basically magic. And that's the best triumph of the series too, when like, oh, you know, we already have a series that's based around law and logic and reason and case solving, but let's go ahead and put spirit channeling in there, and on top of that let's have a case that involves magic too on top of that. Like, how many ways to subvert the fucking thing are there? You have to definitely focus here pretty well because I haven't been playing well. Or no, I've been playing actually okay, but it's just, I don't know. So they would take, I would take, they would take. I just have to get back to 17 plus and really try to. This whole regression element is what pisses me off, because you feel like you're not really, you know, whatever it is, there's no reason to like tank up or down 100 here and there, and it just ends up wasting time. And I do that like every time. Like, how do you go from 1730? Like, I go from 16 to 1730. It's not provisional. It's taking a long period of time. You know, you have to win a lot of games. And then you suddenly go from 1730 to 16 again. Like, how? Right? That's all psychological, because whatever you're doing is good enough. It's like, it doesn't just magically change like that. And so you have this, which is going to be, they would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. And then you're threatening a fork if they don't do it, but not really. Well, yeah, because they would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. The En Passant is okay with me. And the reason why it's okay is because either way, that pawn was starting to get annoying, so I guess I can deal with it. Yeah, I probably want to pull that rook back now anyway, but I kind of miss listening to music in some of these things, but I also don't want to get copyright. And normally I'm pretty good about not having that be an issue, but I don't know. Sometimes like segments would get muted or stuff that would kind of be annoying. So most notably when I'm doing PvZ hard mode, world first clear, new game plus, and guess what happens? I fucking it mutes it right when I'm celebrating at the end and giving like my outro, you know, monologue of how, you know, whatever, reflecting on the experience, and my celebration gets covered up by the fact that it gets muted because, oh no, the Zombies on My Lawn is playing, or it's not even playing but it was playing, so they mute the whole segment around that. So it kind of ruined the whole fucking thing. Like, you're ruining a world first fucking celebration moment just because, oh, you want to fucking dick around with Zombies on My Lawn is getting copyright strike from fucking PvZ. Are you serious, dude? Of all the songs in existence, this is what you gotta do. So you gotta keep there. I'm very happy with this move. You know, trading a knight for a bishop is always good. So what do I do now? I don't know. Like, everything's kind of comfortable. I'm playing this kind of at my pace because of all the trades and everything. I mean, I guess what I could do is I could always just listen to it and not... Or I'm sure there's some program like that, or something like it'll distort the music a little bit just so it doesn't get caught by copyright stuff, but not enough to change it. Like, there'll be some weird thing like that. And I mostly just listen to instrumental stuff anyway. In fact, I find lyrics very distracting. That could be part of some test like that too. Like, if you find music and lyrics like that distracting, that's like some sort of a you know, OCD tendency or ADHD tendency, but you would think you wouldn't really want to be doing that. Like, I know other chess streamers might do that, like Hikaru or somebody, or I've heard that on Botez. Like, they'll listen to music with lyrics in it as they're playing, which is kind of weird. I don't know. I feel like that just is bothersome to me. Or in general, like, even when I would play other games, if I would listen to music, I wouldn't want it to really have lyrics in it. If you go here, they can take, I can take. Not really anything too special. I'm just sort of offering it up. But no, I have a bit of an oxymoronic style of play where I create closed structure positions a lot, but yet I still hate knights and I prefer bishops. So my ideal position would be like I'd have a bishop pair in a closed position and just fucking deal with it, because somehow... But I think I've learned better than that, because I end up keeping one knight around sometimes just to deal with that, because you kind of have to. What is that smiley face even supposed to be? Just like melting. Now Now this is a little bit weird because gotta watch the sneaky knights here, but they can't really go to any meaningful squares if you just kind of keep an eye on it. The knights, as tricky and weird as they are, should be the easiest piece to calculate for, because even though it's unintuitive, because they're such short range pieces, right? You don't have to worry about these long diagonals and other things that you are dealing with. And so it's a case where it really shouldn't be that big of a deal. See, everything so far is pretty stale and pretty even, to the point where it's almost shocking, like there's nothing that either of us are really doing. So at what point is that going to change? And the answer is, I don't know. This seems like it could be a good move. Like, oh, you're gonna, you're going to. But see, this is kind of cute too, because now you're forcing some action in a way that all you have to do is predict their moves in these kind of scenarios. So I was willing to go here. That could set up for something good later, but this could be even better because you're pretty much forced to give that up unless I'm missing something. You go here, there's no threat. Even though it messes up my pawns and my whole anchor pawn structure goes out the window, is it worth it to win a pawn? And the answer is probably not even, but at some point you get frustrated and you just want to make something happen in a way. Like, it's too much repetitive nonsense. Nothing's really happening. Nobody's going to win. As much as I make fun of draws, we're not really seeing it that much, but if I play a certain way, that's pretty much what happens. Either I'm going to win or I'm going to draw. I'd never lose if I play, the ways that I lose is like, oh, I'm just hang a piece for no reason. Not like they actually do something impressive, or, which is not to discredit it completely, but it's like, there's no sense, I don't know how I would have thought that that's, but you can't really do it because you're threatening, so, and now you can just pull it right back, although then you can give me a taste of my own medicine with that. I mean, you might get it back, I don't know, so even when you think you get something, you just don't, because that's just how chess works. So if you raise that, what does it do, though? You'll raise it. It feels almost like a waste. I don't know, really. So you can take it. I don't really care. Or that's even better for my concern, but maybe not. Because now you're going to get some little cheeky, stupid... well, I mean, I have to do it, or I would always be inclined to do that. So what you have now is you're threatening here and there, so the only logical move is probably this. In which case you're able to protect the bishop itself and the rook. So now you have this on the table, but you have the dark square bishop, so I have a bishop pair they could take in such a way that... okay, that I wasn't expecting either, so I'm kind of missing things now. You get in like a weird position where it's kind of a little uncomfortable, and so it starts to become problematic somehow. Right, you're just expecting something different than what's actually there. Now, you are threatening a good number of things here with respect to, they shouldn't be able to really deal with everything, but they're doing pretty good all of a sudden now. Or they do have that. This move could be pretty good too, or he gives it up, but this is fine. This can be good potentially too, because you have nowhere really good to go with the knight itself, and so you have the ability to you have the ability to do that. Now it puts a lot of pressure because the knight can't move and the rook can't move, or it'll depend on what I do next, I guess. Yeah, I'm trying to get to the point where I have a certain amount of time in terms of wait a second. He thought he was being all cute, but it's not, because you have, oh no, but fuck. But you can cover back and then still cover back. What the fuck? What is even happening right now? You'll take, I'll take, you'll take. Wouldn't that make up for it? Like, no, but you're hitting this too. What is happening? I'm actually at a loss. I don't know what happened. Those couple of moves I completely just threw. They made some very sharp moves all of a sudden that I was sort of dictating the position in the early game, and then I kind of fell asleep, I guess. Or again, it's all a consequence. Like, oh, I thought I won a pawn, and then I really didn't, because you can't win pawns at 1600 rating. Like, it's just a complete fucking. Okay, dude, I give up. I actually give up. Somewhere along the line here, you may actually win a piece, but it seems virtually impossible to actually do it. Like, these knights are on a bit of a skewer here that there should be some repercussion, but they keep getting away with things that don't seem good. And even if I win one, it's still not that good because they're still up by a little bit in a way that I don't like. But this shows you the liability of the knight, that they can't work together even to protect each other in this situation. So you have I could take, they could take, and then I could still take. Would that not be acceptable? Because I don't care. Okay, that wait, but there's still +3. But how? Wait, what? Maybe there was something better you could do, because I didn't win the piece outright that way. Oh, I don't know what's happening, dude. This was such an ordinary kind of even game. I don't know how this happens. You do this to make a pass pawn, but then the knight's just going to run rampant over it. So you're going to have to play around the knight a little bit in a way that I don't like. Now, I guess if the king wasn't there, that would at least be a viable thing to do. Now, isn't this potentially bad? And the reason why it's potentially bad is because even there would have been a better option. So now I'm not so sure. How is it possible that... I don't know, this one's kind of pissing me off. I don't get it. Like, how people play so, like, ordinary, and then they suddenly do something crazy. I guess it's more my fault. Like, I try to initiate something and you just shouldn't, because again, you should treat chess like the boring, stale game that it is and not try to do, like, anything ever. So they had maybe a lot of options there, and maybe they still do. I don't really understand, but they keep escaping everything all the time in a way that I don't understand. Like, didn't I just account for that too? Like, I just said they would do that. I don't know. So if I can cut this out, maybe something good could happen. Like, I don't know. They're up on time too. Like, this one was just really stupid. I didn't like it. I don't get what it is. Okay, now that could be bad itself. They have to give up a pawn at least. I mean, you got to remember that the knight is a fucking shitty piece, but even then, you know, it's better than literally nothing that you have instead. You can use it as an ultimate liability here where you just, okay. Somehow I thought that would, I don't know, I didn't account for the cover they just did, obviously. I mean, look, dude, this guy is apparently just really good or something, somehow. I don't get it, but... Could be a stalemate, but they have a little bit too much time for that to even make sense. Yeah, that one's really irritating. I don't know what even happened in that game. You take like one thing that you think... I don't know. I just have to play even more defensively than what I do, I guess. There's just no point. Like, even, okay, I win a pawn, but so what? Like, it messes up your whole structure, and like my whole V-shape thing that I do is always so comfortable. So like, why would I give that up for a pawn? Hey, Sat, how's it going? Come on, give me a stalemate too. You don't even deserve it. Or yeah, always trying to mate with the knight and the queen is so stupid. So they just do it with the king and the queen instead. You're so trash, dude. Okay. That could have easily been a draw if I just don't try to do anything. Like every other game ever. So why do I even bother? There was nothing of substance that he did. Like, it's all just for whatever functional purpose you had. Like when I think I win the pawn, and then even though that doesn't seem like a blunder, it's a case where this messes up my whole structure because they do win something. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Like, you're not supposed to take it, and then you take this. Yeah, see, this is where my desire to always trade is a problem. Like, whenever I have a trade, especially with the queen, I just do it. But realistically, if you have a cover, you may as well just let it be and then say, okay, they let them be the one to do the trade. But then if they don't do it, I might regret it later just because of how I play. But did they maybe give me some opening here later? Because it didn't really feel like it. Okay, whatever, dude. Let me look at one of these other things I was doing here in between every game. Or I should only do that when that was pretty cool though. Actually, the open world, I really want to remember what that text-based game was, but I can't. Okay, let me change my art first of all. I don't think we'll have another Emma Sky one in our future, so our luck charm is over. Maybe it was more so Lana Sky than Emma that was giving me the good fortune. Who again, we haven't seen in like literally fucking from the beginning of the series. And they even have the nerve to bring Emma in there to make it canon, but then they still won't bring her back. Right, like you can't have one without the other. Now this one is number 3. Or wait, what am I looking at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. I already did the Damon Gan one. This is from Paper Mario hard mode. Against the 3 anti-guys that I went out of my way to make it harder. It's not like you have to face these 3 together. Let's see. Then we'll change the set. This is mahogany. Everybody's favorite meme from what is that? Team 4-star Dragon Ball Z. Okay, majestic chest. Okay, I do like that set. I like anime somewhat. I haven't seen too many of them, but the ones I have seen, at least I've had a good kind of track record with. Typically, I liked all of the ones that I have seen. Let's see here. Yeah, we need a chess anime, which I'm sure there actually is one. I actually don't know. 75 episode anime. Well, not related to chess so much, but yeah. Don't you love that anime, The Queen's Gambit? What a great anime. Fuck. Like, you know, a lot of stories will reference it, like Code Geass does that to the point of nauseum, but no, but there's a game of shogi. Yeah, Japanese people don't like to play chess, so there wouldn't be one for that. Let me look for something. Hang on. That was kind of fun, actually. Oh yeah, let me look at this. I forget what it was, but this is the guy who supposedly made something like open world chess, but he didn't make it public. So what is this? The story. For 18 years, Apfel has been troubled with a recurring dream about a little girl named Bloom. Every night she experiences her life, unable to control her thoughts, but deeply connected to the girl's every move. Apfel, possibly the last human alive, holds on to these dreams as the only vestiges of a world long lost. When a vision compels her to travel far away, she sets out in search of answers. A dual perspective story-driven RPG with pinch of puzzles here and there where you can explore beautifully crafted pre-rendered environments, solve alchemical conundrums, and interact with quirky little characters. Apfel's journey unfolds through the deep narrative choices of all the alchemy system allows you to experiment combining elements, transmuting them, unlocking new abilities. Oh, I thought it would be like a text-based game in the browser. What the fuck? Itch.io and Steam soon. Never mind, he baited me. He doesn't give me the fucking open world thing, but that is pretty fun. It's basically just it keeps increasing in size, right? With how you move. Like that could be so good if it had some online functionality. Let me try to find something at random here. Text-based browser game. Like I don't know what it is that I was thinking of, but it's like something where you keep making choices and stuff. You're caught upside down in a sticky web of silk feet off the ground. I don't really care about these that are trying to give it. No, this is more like that stupid. What was that called? Novel AI or something. Next adventure game. This has thousands of adventures. Okay, let's see. Sometimes they get a little bit stupid with how they sort of overdo it though. Like, wait, how do you actually do it? Humanity is a funny, fickle thing. Full surprise, innovation, creativity. A single bite in open defiance of God, and so very, very destructive in ways that we cannot begin to fathom. The room you create is liminal, built brick by bleeding brick, with shaking hands that steady as you daub plasma and ammonia between them, begging for it to be enough. The ghosts of a distant past coalesce in front of them, waiting to be judged. The book, a dying hound. I don't know what the fuck that means. What kind of a choice is that? You are too young to understand. Well, these aren't really choices, though. Fucking whatever, dude. They're just trying to show off, like, fucking. We want something that's, like, to the point with the choices. Wait, now this is already fucked up because. Okay, at least they didn't keep pushing it. No, that's like a fun format to do to mix it up where between every game I'll do something else because of how boring chess can be, but or just because of how much I play it. You want to go under here? I would always do this typically where I would go above the pawns, but I guess it doesn't really suit my style of play totally. Now this is always dumb because you have to deal with the kingside pawn push that should almost get punished, but somehow I never really do adequately punish it at all. And so I got to use the light square bishop here a little bit, but then I end up blocking it with the knight. But how does this even make sense? I would take, they would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. Like, maybe you don't have to fear the H file as much when they don't have anything else there. Like, for example, or when they have the pawn there. If the pawn wasn't there, then that could be very dangerous. And so now it's a case where you could just everything is adequately covered, or maybe it's not now. No, it's not because of the bishop itself. They would take, I would take, they would take. Damn, I guess I would have assumed I could have done that pawn push, but obviously not. Okay, they give us a free pawn here, but that's going to come back to bite me. That's what I thought I had last game. So I'll still trade off something, but now you're going to have too open of a path with the bishop, or with the rook, but you also gave up your castle in doing that. So I'm happy with that. They take with that, and then I can just... have to be very, very careful here with what I do. I guess I could do like this, but then it's kind of too tethered to it the whole time. You know, let him take and then take here, but then I can't because the knight will still be there. I don't know. Okay, dude, whatever. Fucking... This is the danger of opening the H file early, because you should never let that happen, but people play so clownishly aggressively that it's kind of hard to believe sometimes. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I just have to be more patient in the opening and expect people to play like this. It's not that like what they're doing is even good. It's just like it's weird and they're... I don't know. It's only a +4 still, but... they're literally out of the opening fucking deciding to just... deciding to man, fucking this bishop too is pissing me off. Play hyper aggressively. Again, it doesn't work and it's not good, but it gives you the deception that it is, but it's just the same way that I don't care, dude. Fine. You can... that would seem to validate what you're doing, but it really doesn't. Like, let's study. What should I do there? Just don't let the H file open, which I already know that, but I'm just being lazy about it. Or the real way to do it is almost to attack them, right? Put a certain amount of pressure on them that they can't get away with doing that. Like, what does the engine do? Okay, it blocks out the light square bishop, which was pretty impactful, so that kind of makes sense. Right? Just try to trade off pieces the way that I typically would do anyway. You're supposed to take with the knight itself. That's the blunder. See, what you think you have a free piece, but you don't. See, whenever you get... oh, they couldn't make a mistake, or they couldn't possibly give up a free pawn. Oh, no, it's part of their plan, and it's a blunder. Like, this is the level that we're playing at. Like, no, they couldn't just possibly give up a fucking pawn. That's just impossible. I mean, just try to trade something, which is my process that I typically try to do anyway, but I don't sometimes believe that'll actually happen. But in that case, they didn't really have a choice because the bishop is sealed out here, so they would have to trade it. Even if they go here, you push it back with a pawn again. Well, that's too bad. Now I won't get to 1650 either, so I just give up doing this. But no, I was doing this just more so as a filler of time in terms of I go on a couple good streaks there where like I won 6 in a row, then I won like maybe 3 or 4 out of 5, and then now we just go on a bad streak. That's 3. This is 4 here. This is when I got to 1600 in classical, I guess, but I haven't played classical in a long time now. Which I had gotten to 17 there too, but then I fell off in that the same way, where I get to 17, then I fall back to 16. Let's change the set. Yeah, that's like a certified bad AI moment. You look up all these AI things on Google, and then it'll be like, oh yeah, Queen's Gambit is an anime, by the way. Marble board, Meridia figurine, font, Meridia new set. Okay, let's use this one, and then we get to let me look for another one of these things. Like, it's almost like a quiz format, but like quiz online. Like, of what though? Like, we were doing all kind of random ones. Like, let's see if there's something to do with like chess lore, not so much with the game itself, but chess quiz, 20 questions and answers. How many squares does a chessboard have? I mean, obviously 8 by 8, 64. Who were the opponents of the famous Evergreen game? I don't even know what that is, so I shouldn't be forced to answer that. How many moves was the longest known chess game in history? I would imagine the highest number. I mean, 382, but I don't know. What is it called when a player can't defend attack? Checkmate. Quickest possible checkmate is in 2 moves, the whole scholar's mate type of thing. If they, or no, isn't it 4? But like 2 for each player, obviously. Where did chess originate? India as chaturanga. What does the word checkmate mean in Persian? I actually don't know, but let's try to extrapolate. King is alone, king is hopeless, king is dead. I guess king is dead, maybe. Which is the earliest? Yeah, chaturanga, we already said that. Approximately how old is the game of chess? Probably like 1500 years, I think. What is the first official champion? Yeah, it should be Paul Morphy, but it wasn't at the time. Steinitz, obviously. What is the common abbreviation of ICF? Or, well, I guess it's FIDE, but I mean, if you were to do it literally based on the letters. What is the name of the rating system? ELO. Other than the world champion, what's the highest title a chess player can earn? Grandmaster, Grand Slam Master. What determines which player starts the game? Coin flip, whoever comes first to the board. The player with the black piece always goes. Well, yes, the player with the white pieces, but then how did they determine who gets the white pieces? Like, you could still say, but I mean, they obviously alternate in a set of games, but it could be both A and D, though. You could determine it by a coin flip effectively because it's kind of random, or like you choose, like they palm both, they cover both pieces with their fist, and then you choose one. Start game in less than 30 seconds. But I'm not allowed to play on here because I failed my permanent challenge. The folding chessboard is invented by, I have no idea, probably a librarian, I guess. In 1988, a computer won against the GM for the first time. What was the computer called? I actually don't know. I mean, they should have put Deep Blue because it's not that, because that was too soon, but it would confuse you because that's what beat obviously Gary Kasparov at one point later on. If you put 1 grain of wheat on the first square of a chessboard, 2 on the second, 3 on the third, 4 on the fourth, how many grains? Oh wow, it would be, I don't fucking know, dude. 1 grain of wheat, then 2 on the second, 4 on the third. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I'm not gonna do that one. How did the first game between Earth and it's to try to show like how many possibilities of moves there are, kind of, but Game between Earth and the crew of Suzu 9 spacecraft land played on 1970 finish. This is actually interesting to look up. I don't know that though. The game ended peacefully with a draw after 35 moves in about 6 hours. What is the chess played? A correspondence chess? Or at least it can be. It doesn't have to be that though. I mean, correspondence could just be over a long period of time in any context. People play that like in jail. Which is the greatest in number? Atoms in the universe, possible games of chess. You would still think it's that, because even if, oh, it says it right here. No, but I don't know about that. Shouldn't atoms in the universe still be more? Because observable universe, layman's terms, works out to 10 quadrillion. But yeah, do the same metric for how many games of shogi could be played, or how many games of Go could be played, or something. Like, it's not exactly the same thing. Like, how many games of Valorant can be played, or League of Legends, with the combination of heroes and abilities and movements in real time. Like, it's a bit of a fallacy because you're looking at it in a measurable way. Like, the fact that you can measure a turn-based game like that doesn't mean it's so complex. It actually means that the opposite, because a real-time game you wouldn't be able to measure, because every second, every millisecond action is happening, so that exact thing won't happen every time. So it's a bit of a fallacy. Let's go ahead and do another one, I guess, but that criminal profiling thing was actually cool. Like, it's some kind of browser choice text game that I cannot remember for the life of me. Text-based browser game. Background like a dark room. The fire is dead, the room is freezing. Okay, let's do another one. Those were kind of two irritating games in terms of, I just have to be more patient in the opening if people are really going to play like this, where, again, it's not good, but I just get impatient. Like, just go through the motions in the opening because it's a fucking solved game. Fucking bullshit. At least that aspect of the game is so boring. Like, openings actually make way bigger of a difference than people realize, because it's not a question of like, oh, you're going to win in the opening. It's a question of, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you're going to get out to a certain advantage, or it's going to have a certain impact in the long run. That's just like, you know, these little minute things that'll be more or less comfortable positions that you're creating and stuff like that. So otherwise you wouldn't need to worry about it, because it would just be very either it's completely an equalizing factor, or again, somebody does get an advantage in the opening that could make a big difference. So it won't single-handedly determine the outcome, but it will make some kind of meaningful difference. So you could try to go there. Let's see. Try to do basic development here. It's just so boring though, because even how people talk about it reveals that, like, better players or whatever, like, oh, just do this, or oh, this is why. Like, obviously there's a reasoning behind everything, but if you knew that, first of all, you would have already done it, or you wouldn't be where you are, you know, rating wise and stuff. Like, everything is so matter of fact. Like, oh, of course this is the best move, or of course that. Like, I'm not denying that that's true, but I'm saying, like, if it was that simple, then everybody would just do it. Like, obviously that's the whole point, is that it takes years of study to kind of acquiesce to all that. And okay, they're pushing the pawns a little bit too much here. I wouldn't mind just doing that to do a trade. Yeah, that's like my fundamental principle, is like, trade as much as possible all the time, because it reduces the amount that you really have to think about anything. And so that makes it a lot easier. And so the knight doesn't seem like a big deal. You pretty much have to do it. I mean, even if you want to cover it instead. If I take with the queen, though, obviously they get the pawn here, so you have to take with the knight. Or you can just do that. Or see, I could have maybe done something better because you would have been forced to move that, and then probably would have been losing that for free, I guess. I don't know. Okay, hurry up, bro. These people are so fucking annoying. 13,000 games played. I don't know what the other two had done. Like, you're just giving up a piece for nothing, or oh, it's part of your master plan and you're gonna somehow. Okay, yeah, these are the kind of wins that we need to make up for the kind of bullshit. Not only is it quick, but it's easy and it doesn't require me to really do anything at all. And it's kind of the whole reason why you can always. It doesn't happen often like that, but even the alternative is it could still drag out, but they'll still just like blunder a piece or give something up easily. Not in that kind of extreme way, but so now we got an abortion, I guess. No. They should really punish abortions more in terms of, again, they should lose like a rating. Like, yes, it says they could get banned if they do it too much, but I never actually see anybody get banned. If it is the final straw in the game that gets them banned, it should tell you just so at least you can feel better about it that way. So you can do this, and you can also do this. What is with these kingside pawn pushes? Like, why are you doing this so much today, man? Everybody is doing it. Like, why? It must be something about the way that I play that's sort of conducive to it, but you would probably feel like you can't raise that. So I genuinely don't even know what to do. You could do this. And I don't know whether if I let them take it's a disaster. If I take it's a disaster. The hope would be that you can do this, but I don't know for sure if I'll be able to. Right, with respect to they go there, which doesn't actually do anything. We kind of survived and dealt with the kingside pawn push at least. And so now it's a situation where I should do this just for the sake of it. This is okay, so I should try to. This is the one thing I never do, is I never actually punish them for queenside castling. And now I'll just kind of sit here and not do anything with it in a way that is very stupid. They could do this, which could be a little annoying. Nothing about this position is still really all that noteworthy. So I can just go here. They would take, I would take. Perfectly fine. Attack the bishop. You go there. We can keep pushing this, I guess. Try to open something. I don't know even exactly what I'm trying to do in these moments. You're just sometimes trying to, you know, just push a pawn towards the king when in doubt, but it often has side effects. It's really not my style of play at all either. It's just something that I do for the fuck of it. Like when you don't know what else to do, but preferably I wouldn't want to do it. You know, I'm at least trying to stay. Like, it's weird. Why would somebody who queenside castles be black, right? And to be the one to be the aggressor. But the reason is because I'm so passive myself that I tend to allow that. Okay, there you go there. I almost would want to do something like that, but I guess I won't. If they take, I mean, it just messes up my pawn, so that's more important, the static pawn structure, than anything else. And so this knight is completely useless in the game. This could be cute because of the simple reason that you're attacking both, I guess. Now you would have liked to think that opened something up, but it doesn't. I just want to keep pushing this, but he's not letting me. Go back again. Like, this is getting kind of annoying, dude. You push it again, he still can't take. This is what you have to do. I mean, you have to slowly, gradually push this shit up. Then something with the knight has to happen. A value, which I don't know what it's going to be. You're doing that, which isn't a big deal at all. Seems very open, my king side now, but there's not a lot of pawns that he can use still. This would be pretty much a mate already, I guess. I don't know what's happening. Well, never mind the fact that I could have just taken it with my knight there anyway, which I probably should have done. If you do this, he could be setting up for something better, which he didn't even do. And so now you have nothing really threatening me. This guy's not taking advantage of maybe some of the opportunities he's had as well as he could have. But you know, look how annoying it is to actually do this. If you take there, it doesn't really do anything. This seems all cute, but it doesn't actually matter too much. Because here you'll still just retake. Here I would have been able to do the fork, I guess. Otherwise, you're hitting this. Okay, now you give this, but then they'll obviously take there, so I can't do it. You're sitting on a fork opportunity, and if you do it, then I'm covered here. I have to figure out something for the other rook. I mean, I'm more than happy to do that, but sometimes you get something better. Or no, it's the same result because you'll do this and then you'll do it into an immediate fork. And so it was totally worth it on that level, so you pretty much just fucked the whole game by doing that. $16.46 doesn't really seem all that good. Again, all these people queenside castling and stacking pieces and playing super hyper aggressively, like, it's just dumb. You can sit it right here and everything is fine. You're hitting this. You're on an octopus knight square. And so now, okay, that's fine too. You gotta just watch this stupid ass knight. And if you do that, then everything should be fine. Okay, you at least do that. You can't even take, you're threatening there. You should be able to take here now. So whether you're going to be able to protect that or not, I have no idea. I don't expect that I really would be able to. You're threatening this. You know, I'd be willing to almost just give up a pawn because I'm up by so much just to trade. Now, what could he possibly even do? That's one of those trading down moments that you maybe shouldn't do, but realistically, it was only a pawn, and it was kind of worth it, I guess. Right, now we're back to where we were, and so let's try to do like 2 more to try to get to 1650. You just need some of those easy wins like the last one, not so much this one, but just to get on a good rhythm, a good streak, almost like a win streak bonus, win streak abuser like in a card game, but it's not like it really does that. How would people feel about a feature like that? Like if you win 3 games in a row, now you get like a bonus half extra rating of what you would have gotten. Like instead of getting 8, you'll get 12, and then if you win 5 in a row, it becomes more, and so on and so on. If I win 2 more, like what is that? What is that? What is this kingside pawn push nonsense? Did Gotham Chess make a new video about the subject that, oh, let's try kingside pawn pushes this month, and everybody thinks they're gonna be doing it? Like, come on. So as far as the pawns are concerned, you always got to concede the fact that the white's pawns will be better, and so you don't even worry about it. And the reason why is because, yeah, I don't really want to do it. It's already maybe messed up my pawns a little bit, but it's not too bad. And yeah, see, like, I don't know why I'm doing this shit. I would take it and mess up the pawns as well. You'd go here and set up the knight. I'm gonna end up doing something weird that I don't need to be doing. If I raise, they would take, I would take, they would take, I would take. But they'll just keep going probably. Now, they would take, I would take, they would still take. I have no idea what this fucking structure is at all. Like, everything seems fine except for there's gonna be a couple odd ones out here. But this general structure, I guess, is okay. It's just always stale to try to make something happen, which you could say, oh, that's a sign of a good game, but it's maybe more so a sign of just, you know, people's willingness to take it seriously and play it in that kind of way, where you could do that with anything. If you really min-max, then it makes it a little more stale because everybody knows what's coming and happening, and that's not really a credit to the game itself. It's just more like, if 2 people are playing for the first time, that might seem more exciting than anything else because you're able to, I don't know, you're able to basically like, oh, everyone's gonna know what you're gonna do and predict everything, and they're so hardcore and try hard and whatever. This is kind of cute if you try to move the bishop itself. I should have done that one sooner if I was going to do it, the little letterhead or slitterhead or whatever. Even though it doesn't seem like that well received, I wanted to do something new just for the sake of doing it. But I guess I could switch it over to something else. I just don't have enough time. Like, even every day, if I'm only doing like an hour of chess right now, right, even if I switch that out with something else, it wouldn't be enjoyable because I like to really take my time, so it's difficult. That's why I'm doing chess, I guess, because this is a filler fucking category. So the pawns are definitely a little fucked up. That's the only thing that would favor them. It might not come into play that much, honestly, but it's a case where everything is fine. You can kind of do this, not that you can't still push the knight out anyway, but looks like a nice aesthetic pawn structure for what I have here in terms of everything is good except for this one, really. Even this one's not bad because it's not double, but it's a little bit out of the way. The dark square bishop isn't doing much of anything. The knight itself is kind of in a good spot, but you can always push it out. See, something has to happen here with almost the pawns where you're able to take advantage, because otherwise it seems like a waste. And the reason why it's a waste is because I don't know. See, their position might slightly favor them because of some pawn aspect, but generally it's not a big deal at all. It's just very... this is my kind of position, though. It's kind of stale and stagnant and kind of stiff. In fact, the bishops are probably not going to be all that good here because of the simple fact that, you know, it's such a closed kind of structure. This is the kind of position I often create. A closed position with a closed position with a compunction for having bishops instead of knights on the board, which is kind of counterintuitive. It shows you how bad knights really are, that I would still prefer that. Like, I still don't want to deal with them, but in that scenario, at least they are better. They would take, I would take the rooks, or if they, you should be able to do it. No, fuck me. Alright, fine, whatever, dude. Because I wasn't accounting for the bishop, otherwise that would have been a cute move. So anytime you try to actually do something, there's not actually anything there. This doesn't actually matter still, because you'd have to get the bishop in there or something else. And so the only thing is that it shouldn't really matter for right now. You would think, oh, this is all part of my plan, but that there's always just like one piece that you can miss like that, which shows you're not really even trying. But yeah, look, less than 1600 delete account, which you can't really even read, but that's still the case in classical. But And I'm like one game away from potentially having done that. So this stupid ass bishop itself is the problem. And I can't really do anything about it. They're +1 pawn now, which is not a big deal either. But it is going to be a pass pawn scenario that we have here. You gotta just like pick a thing and stay on it for such a long period of time. So now this maybe fucked them up, because now if they take, then I just take for free because they blocked off the bishop's ability to cover, and I'm also attacking the rook, I guess, in the other way, so it creates problems regardless. Right, because if you did take, it's bad. If you didn't take, it's bad. This is obviously bad as well. Okay, so now I would say, oh, let me get one more to get to 1650, but the problem is that it probably still won't, because everything's giving me exactly 6 all of a sudden, because they're kind of close matchups. But I feel like it always would give you 8 for something when it's like really within 10 or 20 up or down. Like 8 is the standard that you should be getting. Maybe that's chess.com that does that. Okay, this is good. Go here, just play basic, but don't play too fast in the opening. That's often a mistake people make. Even if you do know it, or even if you think you know it, you shouldn't really be able to do it too much. Okay, dude. I think you're supposed to go like this, so then you take it after the fact. You're pinning it down in such a way that I don't like. You'd really have the balls to do that, huh? This seems tempting because you have the little cheeky ability to you have the cheeky ability to actually mess up his pawns a little bit. Like, this does seem pretty bad the way these are all spread out, but I don't know if it's really worth it in the long term. So what you have now is the ability that you're kind of fucked with that, I guess, in a way that I don't like. Now we have to, yeah, see, now we're gonna lose because of that alone, because I'm fucked with the stupid ass pawn structure. And I don't even get the bishop in response to that. Normally you could go here and then try to take it. Now you can't actually take. And so it's a case where you take with the queen, I could just take back. Now I can't take with that. Are you serious, bro? Are you actually serious? So that's a pretty damaging move for them. That's what you get for queenside castling like a total fucking clown that nobody ever queenside castles ever. And you should never do it, but these people insist upon doing it. Argentina, 14,000 games played. Yeah, I'll be a grandmaster by the time I play 14,000 games, which, unironically, you'd have to do 10 times what I've done here, assuming that I actually don't study at all, which obviously you would have to study at that point, but, you know, it's just dumb because that's an insane amount of games. Even the pace that I'm playing at, I don't really vouch for, but you have the ability to take here. Even if you took back, you kind of have to decide which one you want to take right now. Now you could try to go here. And the knight is perfectly fine. Okay. Yeah, their position is totally busted right now. They go here, doesn't really matter to me too much. And again, their pawns are fucked up. Their king is kind of not in the greatest spot. And so what you have now is the ability to consider that I just kind of want to move shit around here. Okay, if they take, I take back. Nothing is really under meaningful threat. This, I guess. See, it seems like, oh, I'm really doing something with this, but I don't think I actually am. It's just like, it seems like a cute threat, but it's probably not going to go anywhere in the end. And so you have this ability to, no, but you can't do it. Or that's actually kind of creative that you would try to, that you would actually try to do something with that. Like where you're trying to trap it in there, but it's not really going to matter. So we're trying to push it as if for a promotion. And so I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm doing the best that I can with it. And so now it's adequately covered still. They would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. Then I'd have to put even more pressure onto there. I get, oh shit. I'd have to put even more pressure onto there, and I don't know exactly how to do that. I would take. Okay, well, you might deal with the pawn, but you just gave up a piece for nothing to do it. You just gotta play long enough to wait for people to start fucking up in stupid ass ways. Okay, I dread to do it, but I'll do one more just to try to get to 1650. Or let me look at one of these briefly. Enable audio. Ears flooded with new sensation. A dark room. The fire is dead. The room is freezing. Light fire. Yeah, this is the kind of thing I wanted. The light from this fire spills on the windows onto the dark. Fire is burning. Fire is dead. Room is freezing. Okay, let's do it again. The fire is roaring. The fire spells. Fire is dead. Fire. What do you mean, dude? You just keep doing the same thing over and over? The fire is roaring. We get it, dude. What do you want me to burn the whole fucking house down? Room is cold. Fire is roaring. Like, come on. Nice game, dude. 10 out of 10. Still more interesting than chess. A ragged stranger stumbles through the corridor. Okay, dude. Give us another option. Bruh. The fire is roaring. Am I missing? Okay, here we go. Wood stores 4. A silent forest. The wood is running out. The wind howls outside. The room is mild. Oh, am I actually on like a timer here? That does seem actually interesting. This is the kind of thing I actually wanted to do. Something more like where it just gets to the point as far as the choices. Okay, let's just finish this shit off though. Go to here. He's 1498, but it actually doesn't matter for once because as long as I gain 1 rating, that's all I need. So you would think that's a freebie almost scenario. So here you go like this, I guess. So playing that aggressively with the queen early is not a very good thing to do. And the reason why is because it becomes too much of a target potentially. And so you get to go here. Right, I don't know what the deal with my bishop is right now because I feel like it's not really that good. The light square bishop seems a little bit off. Okay, you go here. Nothing's really under meaningful threat. They're playing in a way that makes it seem like they're not familiar with opening theory, even in a basic sense, which of course at a mere 1400 on an inflated website should be second nature to you, which again, just from simply having played as much as I do, even as much as I don't study, unfortunately, I have to acknowledge some amount of you know, amount that I do that. Like, that I know, even in a reactive way, what to do. Yeah, whenever they beat me, they can say, oh, I beat a chess streamer. Ha ha, what a great thing. But it's not like an actual good chess streamer. Right? Like, just because I happen to do that doesn't mean I actually know what I'm doing. So here we have the ability to try to do this in a cute way, which is probably going to backfire in my face pretty hard. But if they castle, I can do it. If they don't castle, that doesn't change anything, I don't think. Because you're still pinned to this. And wait. Wait. They weren't pinned even, though. And they weren't pinned. Wait, what was that move? I'm acting like the rook is there or something. What the fuck was that? It wasn't covered adequately, but it wasn't pinned either. I have no idea what I just did, but they maybe didn't take advantage. So again, I'm maybe getting cocky that they're low rated or that I'm on a streak, and so I always start to play badly when that happens. Like, whenever you try to do something adventurous, it always blows up in your face. You got to play it honestly in a very disciplined, boring way in the terms of, you know, just being able to do like very stale, safe, boring, repetitive kind of moves that end up being the best. See, this is why you're only 1498, because even though it's only provisional, so who knows how good they are. Joined 40 minutes ago. But no, like, I literally just give up a free piece, and even I'm baffled by it. Because I have some sort of move order fucking dyslexia where I'm not realizing what's happening. And I'm still gonna try to be all cute about it because, oh no, if you take, then I take the queen, haha. Like, I just woke up and chose violence against the bishop because I'm being such a fucking clown. There's no need to be playing like this. It's not like that pawn is a threat. It's not like he's doing anything. I would take, they would take, I would take, they would take, I would take, they would still take. Let's keep putting even more pressure on it. What the fuck am I doing? Fuck. They put the rook. If they take, I still double take. What is going on, dude? I do not understand why I'm playing like this, but I mean, at the very least, I should be able to do this, I guess. I mean, maybe there's something better. I would take, they would take, 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 I would still take, I guess. So they would take, I would take, they would take. Like, they take with the knight, I take with the pawn, they take, I don't care, just do it. They would take, I would take, they would take, I would take, they would take, I would still take. Okay. Well, that's bad because you don't have adequate cover there anyway, so it's a situation where I have, I can move this, and it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference. For the simple fact that you still you can't do it because the rook would be in front, right? This is like a instance where it's not ladies first. You can't be chivalrous in chess because now you have a situation where I'm probably gonna fuck up something big here, but I don't care. What is happening, man? I'm playing so clownishly aggressively in a way that I don't even understand what's happening. Or I could have, what is happening? I could have just taken that, couldn't I? I'm acting like, oh, look, now it's pinned. I don't know what I'm doing this game, I'll admit. I'm really almost self-trolling. Bro, I just needed 1 rating and this would have given it. I don't know what I'm doing. This is what chat self-sabotage looks like. I'm playing like an absolute complete fucking clown. Bro. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. What the fuck am I doing, man? Now, they're not really good enough to where it might be an issue, but even if you decide to, I don't know, they might give me an opening, but I can't excuse. Like, I'm trying to do something cheeky and fancy in a stupid ass way, and I'm just not able to do it. Okay, fine. You can have it, dude. You can have it. Whatever, and I should deserve to lose a lot for it, too. I don't care. I don't care. Just forget it. They might give a stalemate. They might do something. I really don't give a shit. Could be a possibility. It wouldn't. It would probably still cost me a couple rating though. It is such an amazing psychological thing. Like, because he's lower rated, I'm fucking playing like a total clown. And it's hard to even measure. Like, oh, maybe they're not that bad, but you wouldn't even know because I played like completely just stupid. Now I'll have to win like maybe 2 more. This is incredible, dude. They hand it to me basically. They hand it to me. -7, so I'd have to win 2 more. Fuck it, dude. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see, what other R do I have? Is this number 4 or number 5? I can't remember. That's too bad. I mean, it just shows you I don't really enjoy the game, or I don't really care. Even on a basic level. Like, it's just boring. I don't give a shit. And so much of the time I'm doing it like in a rush. Like, I'm just trying to get it over with. Regardless of the time format, it's more like it's something else. It's like the individual game itself. Like, I'm just trying to get it over with. A lot of these clips or a lot of these thumbnails are to do with the Ace Attorney. At this time, I was just doing a lot of things for like tier. Oh shit, I did the wrong thing. Tier lists and stuff. We do darker theme, and then also we have I forgot what I was even doing. I think it was the. Wait, wasn't it like Meridia? I always say that because Meridia from fucking Skyrim, like Meridia's Beacon or Dawnbreaker, whatever that you get. So that's the font. That's this one, Midnight Blue. My theme, nature pieces. Okay, let's go with this one. I'm not too happy, but it's okay. Black pieces. Some of them will confuse you in terms of the colors and stuff too. I have to win 2 more, which I'm probably not going to ever do at this rate. That was such a stupid fucking game. Like, we just go back. It's fine. Develop the stupid ass knight. But you should never try to do it like in a rush, which is pretty much always what I do, because I either don't have enough time to do anything more, or I have some sense of just wanting to get it over with. So you have this potential, which is probably going to turn out pretty badly, actually, where I shouldn't even bother. Just go here. But it shows you immediately how often the knight is a liability. Like, even if you can do that, you can take that, which I don't really care about too much. In fact, I prefer it because the bishop is much better. You're threatening. I don't really want to take, but I guess I will. And so now you have some disastrous scenario occurring here in terms of the H file opening yet again. And I'm just letting it happen in a way that makes really no sense at all. You might be better off even ignoring it, but I don't know why I even just did any of that. I don't know what the fuck. Okay, I gotta stop playing after this one. Even if I win, like, I'm done, dude. I'm just being even more lazy than normal. I mean, that would be cute to be able to take it, but I mean, to be fair, they're playing like a bit of a clown too in terms of how they overextend so much, but they can get away with it because they're just, I don't know. You would go here, and the reason why is because you would try to mate me, but you really can't do it. That's the thing. Well, that's fine. That's the best thing you could have done, because now no matter what you do, it feels like, well, I'll probably have to give up something though now. So go here and I'll basically be mated. But now the unleash might not be as good. See, they kind of, I don't know. They had the unleash, now they gave that up. Now you go here. Okay, dude. It's okay, dude. Such a waste of fucking time, dude. Yeah, whatever. If I have time, I'll try to do one of those other formats that I was talking about. I had a couple chances here to get to 15 and, or I mean, 15, 1650. So yeah, we keep going on good streaks, and I just always get either overconfident or lazy with it. So we lose 2 there. That one was truly spectacular, honestly. I almost want to do a couple more. Hang on.